Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Thursday night. I'm Dixie Dave. That's Crossen. And we are live in living color. Now, Crusher, big weekend coming up here.
Yeah, big weekend in Minnesota.
I mean, you know, Crusher Crossen over here, he's all the way out there in the Mormon state of Utah. Not necessarily that he is Mormon, but that's where he's living now. And I'm just outside of the Twin Cities here in my home, getting ready for the big weekend. So to our viewers, whether you're watching in the privacy of your own home or you're watching in your hotel room in Minneapolis gearing up for SummerSlam weekend, let's all have fun here.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. And Dave, I know you're going to be, Saturday, I believe you'll be walking around the convention. That's the plan, right?
Okay, here's the deal. Friday, my fiance and I, we're going to go walking around the WWE TakeOver thing that's going on. Saturday, we're going to be walking around the WrestleCon convention. So, you know, if you're a viewer of the podcast, you're here in the Twin Cities, you're at one of the conventions, if you see one of these NWF t-shirts walking around, more than likely it's your boy Dixie Dave.
Yeah.
You know, don't be afraid to come up and say hi.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, we get a lot of people that watch our show mostly in replay, though, these days.
Well, you know.
I don't know where Gizmo and those guys are. Like, they've been missing in action here.
Yeah, I mean, MIA, maybe we'll see them there. Who knows? Maybe they'll be doing wrestling stuff there. You know, before we get too far into this, I'm going to jump in real quick and say something. You know, we're fresh in the show today. We get people over on Instagram watching us. We can't see if you comment over there. We can't see what you're saying. Leave Instagram, jump over here to YouTube. Join us here. We'd love to chat with you. I mean, it's more fun for us when we've got you chatting with us.
Right. And that's where, you know, you have to come over to YouTube for that. And I guess, Dave, you know, we should show what's coming up on the network tomorrow. We already showed this, but I guess we should show it again since it is coming on the network tomorrow. We'll watch this preview. And then when we come back from the preview.
Technically, day after tomorrow, it is only the 30th. Tomorrow's the 31st.
I know, so in a couple days. But the thing is, and when we come back, we have a special guest coming on with us, Dave. So stay tuned.
Oh, yeah.
Surprise.
We're full of surprises.
So we're going to have a guest that's going to join us here right after this. So let's watch this preview quick, and then we will be right back.
All righty.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful flying drop kick. Good match, ladies and gentlemen. Headbutt by Crusher Crossens. Oh, no. It's on. Sort of like a thing, some type of reversal. He's got the rope.
Rough Falls kept him from it. Crusher leading in. Peterson wailing away on the Crusher. Side headlock by Peterson. Tremendous amount of pain on that.
September 18th on Public Access Channel 3 and a 2-hour special. The veteran. Ladies and gentlemen, we just want to remind you to...
Ow! What is this? Anna! Quick, Anna! Oh, Charlie!
Alright, let's go. Viewers, they're already going at it. I got you down already.
All right. Well, we seen that 2 weeks ago, and that's it again. And you notice there was a Group W cable match in that whole mess too.
Yep.
It's a garage show, but it was a flashback or something, a flashback match. We would do that occasionally, show a match from the past. That's all that was. It was in
And
there.
you know, to our viewers, if you join our championship club on YouTube or go to the Vimeo network and join, you get to see all these shows whenever you want to watch them without Crusher and I talking over them.
Right, in 1080p.
Well, at least you.
In 1080p, but soon, very soon, to be in 4K. And boy, the 4K quality is so good, guys. It's amazing. It's amazing. Never thought I'd see the day where we'd be able to take VHS resolution and improve it like that. It's crazy. Crazy stuff, I gotta say. We should probably bring that in again and show that when we get Wayne in here and have him look at that too, because that's pretty incredible stuff. You know, that little test thing you wanted me to do.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, speaking of which, I just let the cat out of the bag. Our special guest, it's Wayne McCarty. I blew it.
Yep.
Surprise entrance.
Hello. Thanks for having me on again here.
Yeah, Wayne's been on with us
Yep.
regularly, and he's an extra guest, everybody, to join us. And as we watch this studio taping 105, it's one of the latter shows that we did. It was a it was kind of a build up to the Dry Dock series.
Right.
If we're going back to the Dry Dock, we did the Dry Dock once before with NCWA and all that stuff, and then we're going. This is the time where we're going back permanently then for a while, and we were building up this. We called it WrestleVision. 3 1-hour cable TV tapings.
When was the last show that you had on public access?
The last one?
Yeah. What
Well,
roughly month, year?
I mean, when I was involved with them, would have been in May of 1988. But
That was all with
kept-
another group?
No, that was with the Dry Dock with Ernie Ellis and
Yeah.
all those guys. Then I left the show, but they kept doing it, and they kept staying on cable, and they did it. They stayed on there for probably another 6 months until Jim Mitchell took over.
Yep.
And then Jim Mitchell took over the time slot, and it turned into NCWA wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how long he went with it, but that's what happened. They merged with him.
So I wonder if not only were you guys, the original Backyarders, but also one of maybe the first wrestling promotion to use public access.
Well, I think we're
Which
definitely...
was free to use, right?
Yeah, there was no cost.
I mean, it was just the cost to you was tapes, maybe, or
I mean, eventually they would charge
stuff like that. But
they had fees to get trained. When I got trained, there was no fees, but to learn everything. I know eventually they started charging for the classes, though.
Okay, but for such an easy way to get your product out there, and you guys were doing it just as a TV show, not yet planning on having live shows, but other independent promotions that were around back then, like for Eddie Sharkey's. I'm surprised that Eddie didn't try to get you to produce like a TV show for the PWA.
Well,
to use you in that sense.
I did. When we did the dual event with Eddie, the month before he did Champlain Legion, I think as a test, see what it would be like. And I did produce that. I brought our camera crew in and everything, and we did a whole production for him, and then I edited it and gave him a finished production to show him what can be done.
Yeah.
And he really liked it. He thought it was great, but he never really been on it. Eddie was always afraid that if he was on cable TV, it would
nobody would come to see the actual matches.
Right. He was so concerned that would be a factor. And I kept trying to tell him, I said, Eddie, it's the opposite. You're going to get more people come.
Right.
Look at
one, they might not know that you're out there. They see it on public access.
Right.
Like, hey, we can go watch this live.
Right.
And it's so much more fun live.
It was just a hard sell for him to really take in.
Because eventually people were taping from PWA shows and put it on public access. The guy that you don't want to mention, Voice of Minnesota Wrestling, and others, would put together shows.
Well, I don't know
and show on public access.
Voice of Minnesota Wrestling was involved with it, but they were using the St. Paul. I know of who they were using. They're using St. Paul, Paul Access company was the ones producing it for him there. And I don't know if Mick, well,
But he probably would have been doing announcing, but there might have been other people.
I don't know.
Scotty, I don't know when he came along. The guy who did the interview with you.
Yeah, I don't think he was involved yet.
Scotty Jameson.
Like I said, it was the St. Paul.
Al Pabon was another man who was doing taping for public access. He's got
they were doing
huge selection.
I want to say in 89 and 90, Eddie was having it. Not every show was done, but certain ones were being filmed by that, and they were airing them over, I think, St. Paul's system.
Yeah.
I don't know if Eddie went to multiple cable systems and stuff though, like I did, but I know that he was involved with that. Yeah, he did, but he's kind of too late to the whole thing, because by the time we're getting into the 90s, that's when public access starts to fade.
Yeah, it wasn't as
satellite was starting to come out, and other platforms, and you're starting to get lots of cable channels. And now, what is there, 500 channels or something? It's like access is there still, but it's completely buried and lost. Nobody really, unless you're watching a high school football game or something. The biggest thing that happened with us, and I've told the story, Dave knows, is, I don't know if you remember this, Wayne, but there was public access and then there was local origination. There were two different kind of access channels on our cable systems. And the local origination did all the government stuff. They did
city council meetings,
all the high school stuff, all that kind of stuff. And it didn't fall under the rules of public access. You could advertise on that platform.
Okay.
And they came to me in, I think it was at the beginning of 1988, because I was in charge of the TV stuff for Ernie. Ernie didn't know how to do it, so I did it all. And local origination came to me and wanted to know if I'd be interested in moving this show off of access onto LO. And then they'll get advertisers, and there'll be a split profit revenue for us. Like cable company gets half, we get half. So really good for the time period. Is a good deal. It's like very intriguing. Then there'd be some actual revenue coming in.
Yeah, I was very similar to what you have here with YouTube.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was excited to do this because to me it was taking the next step, which we always wanted to do. I know Jeff Dinsmore was, we're all excited about it. And Ernie, at the 11th hour, changed his mind and decided not to do it because it means we'd have to get rid of Scott Dotzler and Greg Bushman, our crew. And they were coming around with all the puppy dog sad faces. Yeah, it's going to be the last time we do it. And Ernie felt bad for him. He's like, I don't want to do that to the guys. I'm not going to do it. So he nixed it. Mistake. Big mistake.
Yeah.
Who knows what could have come of that? At least for the time, that would have been pretty beneficial, But never happened because Ernie nixed it. And I'm sure Ernie looks back at it today now, too, and realizes he probably should have done that because that's just a way to grow the promotion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was. But that's how popular the show. That's how popular though the NWF show was at that time.
Just like right now, Crusher. Just like right now, Crusher. I'm trying to get you to help grow the show more.
Well, but think about it though. LO came to us. We didn't go to them, wanting to bring our show over because they knew we had this huge audience. So yeah, that's how popular we were. There was a time when it was popular. The show. This was back in the days when wrestling was not dissected with a fine-tooth comb with 5-star ratings and stuff like that. This was the organic days, I like to say, where people your fans of wrestling.
Back before Meltzer got his claws into it.
Once he started doing match ratings and stuff, I think that's when, honestly, to me, I started losing interest. I don't watch wrestling for 5-star matches. I watch it to just be entertained.
Sure.
Right.
Yep.
And anyway, but yeah, so but yeah, I know that Wayne was he wished he would have been in on that show, Dave, when we talked about Alexa and what she had to say about the origins of the NWF.
Look in other places, it will say NWF was backyard wrestling, or what's referred to as yarders.
Yeah, but you have to ask the question that way.
Yeah. Got to ask it correctly.
It's the best way to put it is I'll keep it clean for a change, Crusher. Opinions are like armpits. Everybody's got one.
How about this? Opinions vary. Very famously
there
said
you go.
by the late Patrick Swayze in Roadhouse. Excellent movie.
Nah, I've never seen that.
You never seen that one? Oh,
No.
good movie.
I am shocked, Wayne.
Yeah,
Yep.
Terry Funk was in it.
Ah.
Speaking of wrestling, yeah.
Well, I have seen a movie that Terry Funk has been in called Paradise Alley.
Yeah.
Starring Sylvester Stallone. And it had Terry Funk. Yep.
Roadhouse
on VHS.
Roadhouse is an excellent movie, though. Excellent.
Oh yeah,
excellent movie.
When you get the chance, watch it. And
someday I'll watch that. It's on my list. Same with
that
the Road
Patrick
Warrior.
Swayze just made it was with Terry Funk in that scene. He's like, opinions vary, and he said it in a way that was like,
yeah.
But anyways, yeah, that was
that was the scene where Funk goes, "You don't look like much to me."
Yeah, talking to Patrick Swayze.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you can, if you just go on YouTube and search opinions vary, I think it comes up.
Oh, it shows a little clip of it.
Yeah, it's such a popular, iconic scene. But anyways, today we are going to watch the Studio Taping 105. Now, most of this is a lot of this is interviews in the Group W Cable studio.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of that, a lot of build up for this Dry Dock show. And the matches we show are coming from the Anoka Armory that we just did in '87. The event that went up against the NWA, Jim Crockett Promotions.
Which is why you won't see Dixie Dave on that show.
Because you went to the NWA show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dave wasn't part of the 70
Not very
fans.
loyal.
Yeah, Dave wasn't part of the 70 fans that showed up in the Anoka Armory.
Well, I would have actually been booked on the show, so.
Yeah, I don't know. You kind of disappeared, though, after the Luscious Larry fallout.
Yeah, Larry convinced the powers to be to release me, and
yeah,
you know.
But
I look at it like this. You know, with Larry's guidance, the NWF kind of went under.
Yeah. Well,
now,
you know, but back to this backyard talk. You know who else doesn't like to hear that talk? Gator McGraw. Gator McGraw. If you noticed, he didn't like hearing about backyard either.
Well, that's because he actually went and got trained.
Well, so did I.
He went through the training at MPW.
And so did I.
So when he got called a backyard, he really didn't like it because he did go through the training.
And so
he was being referred to a yarder after the fact that he was.
Yeah, but he didn't even consider what he did backyard wrestling in the early days. Like he didn't think that he was doing what they were doing, you know. In addition to that, like he just, it's because, yeah, it's a different. I still say backyard wrestling is a different thing. It's a sensation, really, a sensation of the '90s.
Right. Backyard wrestling is glorified.
Opinions vary. Yeah. No, because there is hardcore wrestling in pro wrestling, which is very similar to the backyard wrestling hardcore stuff. So, because they were just emulating what they saw in ECW.
Right. ECW is what influenced them, for sure.
Just like you guys were influenced by the AWA.
We were.
And WWF at the time.
Well, we were influenced by all the major leagues, not just. We were influenced by professional wrestling, period.
Sure.
Not any
ECW was professional wrestling.
That was a style of professional wrestling.
Exactly.
Very
but
niche
professional
style.
wrestling. Yes.
Right, but it was a very narrow niche type of style.
Yeah.
And that's largely what most of the backyard leagues were.
I disagree. There's a lot that were just doing wrestling.
Yeah, but very few and far.
Like Quackenbush, he started as a backyard and he'd just go to a park and they'd put on matches and he wasn't doing hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but
there was a lot out there that were just like you guys that were just going out and putting on matches.
Yeah, but here's where we differ though, Wayne. You can't find me anybody that went and did everything to the extreme that we went through. I mean, what I mean by that is a weekly cable television show regularly, syndicated through multiple cable companies.
Syndicated through multiple states.
And then I don't know how many matches we promoted where we had a paid venue. So with people actually paying admission to see the shows and stuff like that. Not just friends and family coming to the backyard paying money. I know they did that.
I was there. I was there at one.
Well, no, you were there, but I mean, I know that there were backyard leagues that did this kind of thing where they charged admission to go into their backyard. You know, I'm talking like an actual public venue. So you can't find hardly anybody doing that, even in the '90s, much less back in the '80s. That was just a rare thing. Maybe towards the end of the decade, people started getting a little more organized that way. But, and believe me, I searched in the 80s. I searched. I was hoping there'd be somebody else, some other outfit doing what we were doing. I'd like to trade tapes at the time or have some kind of a correspondence. I could never find anybody though. So I don't know if anybody. Sure, I'm sure they did it in fun in their backyard, but I mean, finding somebody who actually videoed it and everything, it was just a rare thing.
I mean, being honest, part of the reason I'm going to WrestleCon is like a year or two ago, I ran into John Nord at a autograph session here in Monticello. And brought up the league, and he was right over there in Ramsey, so he was interested in getting some of our information. So I'm going to try bringing, if I can get the time to get everything together, I'm going to get some DVDs together, get the book together, and see if I can just walk up to John's booth and hand him the bag, or get one of his handlers' attention and say, hey, give this to John.
He should be able to get to it. If he's at the table, you should be able to get to him. He's very friendly to talk to. Very nice. I chatted with him, and there was an AWA reunion that the Voice of Minnesota Wrestling promoted, and Nord was there. And I talked to him and told him how I went to an autograph signing he did at Nord Motors, where I rode my bike from my house out to Nord Motors to get him to sign just a piece of paper. He didn't even have like an 8x10 photo, promo photo. I just had him sign a piece of paper.
I think you're talking about October of '87 when he had that.
Yeah, he did it at his family's motor company there.
He had like Kurt Hennig come in, the Road Warriors came in.
Actually, I think at that one it was just him. So I would have remembered if Kurt and the Road Warriors were there.
Because I know
there might have been another one.
Because I know I went to one out there where he had Larry the Axe there, Kurt was there, the Road Warriors were there, he was there.
Yeah, if I would have went to that one, I would definitely remember.
Larry the Axe, a very grumpy guy, man. Like, I don't know if he ever had a nice, pleasant.
Larry the Axe is one of the funniest guys I've seen.
Well, he might be, but there were the times I've dealt with him.
Maybe at that time he was grumpy.
He was just an old grumpy guy.
he was nice the day I met him.
Yeah.
He was very funny. He's got a great sense of humor, just like Jim Raschke, the Baron. He's got a great sense of humor.
Baron was always nice. I thought, but
he's going to be at WrestleCon too.
Yep. I've already got his autograph on my Remco ring.
But no, like I was saying though, with this whole backyard wrestling business, I just don't. It's very hard for me to.
It basically comes down to untrained. That's all it really is.
Untrained is fine if you want to say untrained.
But you see, what Crusher did is he went to Eddie's camp.
Eventually, yes.
He
did started off as backyarders. So.
But then he went to the training camp.
Sure.
And he brought his training back to us.
Eventually, yes.
So that eliminates us from the yarder.
But it started out that way.
Well, I mean,
there, like we've gone over before. There's a lot of wrestlers that started as backyarders, and they went and got trained.
Well, there's a lot of wrestlers that
worked enough with other.
A lot of wrestlers started out being what they call self-trained. We just call it self-training. We just have different terminology for it. Eddie Sharkey never called us yarders, not once.
It's because the term wasn't there yet.
Right, but he didn't call us untrained either. He just called us self-trained. Is always the word he used.
Sure.
And Eddie was aware of self-training. Self-training was a thing. It wasn't. People did everybody gets started differently. Not everybody went to a formal trainer.
Yeah, because actually, I mean, you hear the stories of the Road Warriors getting trained by Eddie, and basically it's just they got in the ring and beat each other up, and he sat in a chair outside, and then it's like, hey, go to the Carolinas and start working there. Same with Nikita Koloff. They need a Russian down there. He barely got any type of training. Didn't know, like they didn't wise him up to the business.
Right.
They just threw him in. It wasn't until I think probably in the 90s where the big schools became more of a thing.
Right.
The training schools. It's like before it was Vern Gagne would have his camps every once in a while, like the famous one with Ric Flair, Greg Gagne, Jim Brunzell, the Iron Sheik, and he would put them through all the paces for a while. Then there's just other times where a guy just got in there and started working.
I think the only guy that Eddie trained where he really trained him, professional style wrestling that in the beginning was Bob Backlund. Like
Yeah.
he really showed him, because Bob knew how to amateur wrestle, but he didn't know
Mhm.
anything else. And Eddie was the one who really bridged the gap there with him
Yeah.
for that.
But
other-
sometime in the 90s, that's when people were like, oh, we should have a school, and they'd have a permanent building. Whereas before, like Eddie and Terry Fox would train in a garage or in the
Eddie
summertime
trained
in
in
their
a lot of
backyard.
different places.
Yeah,
Sometimes
a
it was
church
a
basement.
gym.
Yeah, wherever they could put a ring to train, or just a mat sometimes.
Yeah.
But in, I believe it was like 2002 or 2001, a group started here, Midwest Pro Wrestling, with a camp where they rented out a building up in Rogers, Minnesota, just outside of Maple Grove.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd
Yep,
start with a
very
group of
familiar
like
with the
20
area.
people. So, and many people came out of that camp.
But they were still camps in these days, though, Wayne. Like nowadays, training never ends for these guys, and that
Mhm.
wasn't the way it was. You'd
Yeah.
train you'd train formally for maybe 6 weeks, 8 weeks, if you're
Mhm.
lucky, going longer than that. And after that, the rest of it was doing independent shows, just working matches and shows. That's how
Yeah.
the rest of, if you want to call it training, would have been.
You get more
continued.
training on the road. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be in-ring training,
Mhm.
and it would be in matches. And
Yeah.
that was just the way it was. And
You work with a more experienced worker and get more training that way.
you know, it's
Yep.
good that they do it the way they do. They've, these guys are really good because of it, but that's not how it was.
And now you see WWE with their performance center, where they get people to come in for tryouts, and that's a pretty grueling process there, and they get selected, and then they're just in training for 6 months or something like that before
Right.
they're ready to actually start wrestling for NXT.
Yeah,
And then even then at NXT, after they're there for a while, they still consider them green.
right.
Yep.
So I tried to get ringside access to an NXT show that was up here for the first time in St. Paul. And WWE said, nah, we don't want any photographers around ringside because they're not used to cameras around ringside. And Samoa Joe was on the show. I've photographed him a bunch of times on the indies. I think there's a couple of other guys that I've photographed before on the indies. It's like they're used to it. But the ones that have just gone through the performance center maybe weren't as used to it.
Well, how else
having
are they
all
gonna
the
get used
cameras
to it?
around.
They should have
So-
allowed
exactly.
you to take pictures.
Yeah, they should have, but
But
that's their call.
But everybody trains differently. Eddie was not like that. He wasn't, that tough enough and all that stuff that I remember watching. That was not Eddie's camp.
No, definitely
he wasn't a yeller and a screamer and a drill sergeant
He
style.
was sitting there looking at a newspaper and drinking coffee or whatever, and
or
looking up every once in
bullshitting.
a while saying, great.
If you like, when I'd show up and I'd sit right alongside him while he's training guys, he'd bullshit with me while the guys
Yeah.
are training.
Yeah, not even paying attention to what they're doing.
Hardly
So,
watching. I hate to say that, but there was a lot of that. And
Yeah.
and there's guys that'll tell
I
you
think there was
this.
a interview with Road Warriors where he's like, they're kind of like Eddie trained us. It's like,
Yeah,
no,
they
that
say it very
he really
loosely.
didn't do much. So
Like Eddie gets credit for training Sean Waltman. I don't know what he exactly trained Waltman on.
he gets co-training credits, I think, because I think Boris Malenko
but
was
I'm
Sean's
still
first
trying to
trainer.
think- Yeah, but Sean
I think,
knew.
and then
Sean
Sean
had
moved up
everything under
here.
his belt. Like
Yeah.
the only thing Eddie, maybe some match psychology stuff, but I don't think he showed him anything physically.
But yeah, I think if you look up under his Wikipedia, it might say trained by Boris Malenko and Eddie Sharkey.
Right.
Just that sometimes people get a little extra training from whoever else they go get promoted from. So
Right.
Right.
And
But it
with
was
Eddie,
to work through Eddie that he got his jump into Japan and jump into global.
Yeah.
and-
with me though, it was just with me and Steve when we went and showed up and started training. It was just he would watch us. He'd want to see where we're at, and then he would just he'd have us work a series or a sequence of things, and he'd say, "Okay, now this is what you're doing right, and this is what you're doing wrong.
Yep.
You need to correct this. You need to work off of this side. You need, just things like that."
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of talking with him. Really, he was just talking us through how to do it the right way.
Yeah, I don't think he trained anybody hands-on so much.
Hip tosses, veal throw. I call them veal throws still, but veal throws. Those kind of things are the things he'd show us. And those are the things that he was big on when he wrestled. Those big long veal throws that they do and stuff like that. So, and Eddie didn't teach us. I don't remember him once training us how to do rolls, and rolls is a big thing these days.
Oh, sure. People just continually do that for 5
front
minutes or
roll,
whatever,
back
more in
roll,
rolls. Yeah.
Shoulder rolls, and we didn't learn. It was all bumping. We bumped snap mares, we bumped everything. So it was like that was Eddie's style.
I think the rolling started to try and, for lack of a better way to put it, extend people's bump cards.
Oh, totally, totally. It's because now that I learned to do a snap mare rolling it versus bumping it, yes, it's like 10 times easier on your body, for sure. Yeah, it's longevity. It's just so you can last longer and not abuse your body so much. All right, let's get the show going because otherwise we won't see any wrestling. So we'll bring it in here and we'll keep talking.
Let's take it to the ring, or the interview now.
Yeah,
you have a lot of those on this one.
Yeah, lots of interviews. I think we're going to start out with Grizzly Stevens. He was a good talker. That'll be our first interview on this, I think. Jeff Dinsmore, of course, a really good interviewer.
Oh, yeah. The infamous drop kick.
Yep, the infamous drop kick. Some of this footage is from this is from that 87 Army. That's from the one we don't have on tape anymore. This one again, that's from the spring card. I wish we had that one still. This Brooklyn Park.
Oh, Sean, in the preview that you played, they showed you doing a headbutt to one of your opponents.
Yeah.
Like, wow, was that a full-on headbutt?
Nah, they were just...
Okay, you worked that?
Yeah, it was just a work. But yeah, there were several headbutts. The reason I did that to Nash is because he was like he was no-selling me. So I kept doing it. I had to keep doing the headbutt because he wasn't selling it for me.
I've seen many headbutts on the indies where they were legit headbutts.
Oh, really?
It's like, because you could hear it. And it's, ow.
Yeah. No, when we do headbutts, we'd always have our hand there and we'd headbutt our hand.
Yeah, I was going to say, if I remember correctly, that's how you taught us to do it.
Yeah, headbutt your hand, or maybe right in this part of your hand.
Right off the bat,
so it kind of gets
October
close.
the 27th, we're going to get this man
Jeff.
right now. Grizzly Stevens has got his match against Dynamite Dion Dallas.
Grizzly's a big
and
guy.
Those of you that saw that tape, or when he went in and kind of slapped.
Good guy though, really nice guy, Steve Johnson.
No, definitely not. You know, the main problem with the
worked for Jim Mitchell for a bit.
People going around back jumping, taking their shots when no one's looking, and anybody can get away with that sort of thing when I'm not around. I'm around now. No one's going to be getting away with back jumping while I'm here.
You know, he claims Yankees.
Yeah, Grizzly is probably pushing over 300 pounds. He's a big guy.
Grizzly, and you know that some of these people are.
And he's wearing a sweater.
Wimps, as he referred to him as.
Yep.
Looks like it, right?
Yep.
Kid Kelsey, definitely not a wimp. I mean, we're talking the champion. Dr. Dredd, we haven't seen this guy for a long time. Your opinions on this? You've wrestled this man before.
I've had my run-ins with Dr. Dredd, and they've gone both ways. And every time I've wrestled Dr. Dredd, you couldn't really call it a wrestling match. It's been more an out-and-out war. And a couple of times they've gotten a little bit bloody, to be honest with you. And Dr. Dredd's a very tough individual, and from what I saw a couple weeks ago on an interview segment that he didn't take too kindly to be called a Yankee either. So I think Dynamite Dion Dallas, you've bitten off just a little bit more than you can chew, and you've gotten the attention of some people
had a good angle going here at
to
this.
get their attention.
He's playing a redneck, southern redneck.
Trying to get away from your match, of course, that's on your mind right now. But I want to talk a little bit about the championship match, Kid Kelsey against Crusher Crossen. You know, he lost the title. They tried to get Mick Weller barred from the ring. The promoters and myself have not been.
So how many of the NWF kids followed you into this?
Most of them at the time.
Well, except for Dixie Dave, right?
Yeah, Dave. I mean, it was like, I'd say the big names at the time, like Macho. Steenerson didn't. Steenerson could have, but he didn't.
Right.
Kelsey did. Jamie McParlin.
Okay, but Kid Kelsey better watch
out. The Rock and Roll Express. We'll see them in a match today.
One of these times, if Crusher Crossen doesn't regain his title,
Chris Downs, the Ice Dragon, he followed us into it.
When I do, I'm going to really do everything I
Yeah,
can
most
to
of the
get the
guys
title
I'd
shot.
say at the time, the Destructors.
Right now, kind of a surprise. Former champion, excuse me.
Trying to think who didn't. There wasn't too many who didn't.
But I just want to say, yes, I'd like to have.
But we were evolving though. a lot here, Wayne. This is, we were trying to transition from a kids league to an adult league.
Yeah.
We're really making that shift.
The promotion growing up with you.
Yep.
Don't miss it. Kid Kelsey defending his title against Crusher Crossen.
And that was really the big thing here at this point in time.
Dynamite Dion Dallas. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
WrestleVision.
It's all happening October the 27th at the Dry
Yeah, Jeff
Dock.
didn't like my
WrestleVision
promo, so he redid the
NWF
audio
All
on
Pro
this.
Wrestling. 3 one-hour cable TV tapings. Don't
It's gotta be
forget,
more
children under
exciting.
10 admitted free. You'll see such stars as Grizzly Stevens, Crusher Crossen, Dr. Dread, Dirty Ernie, Dynamite Dion Dallas, and you're going to see it all. NWF All Pro Wrestling, WrestleVision at the
Yeah, we had
Dry
to change it
Dock,
to All
October
Pro
the
because I didn't want to keep
27th
saying
at
All
7
Star. I
o'clock.
didn't know how much
Don't
longer
you
Vern would
dare
let us
miss
keep
it.
doing that.
Sure.
Hello, good
Although
evening,
that was a
ladies
title
and
that's being
gentlemen.
used throughout the
Welcome
country.
to another
There's
edition
a lot
of
of
the
other
National Wrestling
promotions were using the
Federation's
All-Star Wrestling.
NWF Pro
Yeah, but the
Wrestling.
rumor
I'm
was he
your
was sending
announcer,
cease and
Jason
desist to
Clausen.
people.
And
Yeah.
coming in first for speaking for
I don't
himself
know.
for
We
the
never got one,
October
but
27th card at the
there's one of the guys
Spring
right
Lake
there,
Park Dry
Jamie
Dock.
McParlin.
I will
You've had
have
him on a number of times.
the
haven't
Irish
you?
Terror.
You know, Jason, I'm sick and tired of Kelsey going around and saying he's the world champion. Sure, he's got the
Not
belt,
sure why he's got
but
his
then
wrestling
again,
boot out
he's
there.
not the champ. I still consider Crusher Crossen as the champion, and I'm gonna put out.
Wait, so he's in Vader 3?
challenges to
That's
keep
what he went
Kelsey.
by, yeah.
If you can
Okay.
He
pin
eventually changed his name to Ricky
Crusher
Vaughn, but,
Crossen, shoulders to the mat, 1, 2, 3, fine.
right
I'll
now
call
he's
you
still
the
going on
champ.
Vader 3.
If you, and then my second challenge is to wrestle.
He used to,
Kelsey.
yeah, it started out as the Irish
Kelsey
Terror.
and the number 4 contender.
Yeah, because that's what they just said there, the Irish Terror.
Yeah,
avoiding
did
the
they?
That
bag.
Clausen introduced him as.
And Kelsey,
Yeah.
I remember when you threw me into the post in January when I was David Dixon's manager. And I've
There you
never
go,
ever
David
liked
Dixon's
you.
manager.
One question,
Yep.
Irish Terror. Do you have the authority from Crusher Crossen to issue these challenges to Kid Kelsey on the part of Crusher Crossen?
Well,
Jason said, "I'll hold the mic." They
Doesn't care.
announcers hated it when guys would
Yeah.
take the mic.
Okay.
And
Okay, right here I have Jeff Dinsmore, and apparently he has a word to say about the card.
In Vader number 3, you do not have an opponent as of yet on the Dry Dock card. We are working on an opponent for you, but I'll guarantee you one thing. If Kid Kelsey does get through Crusher Crossen and Grizzly Stevens, of course, he's got Pretty Boy Taylor with him, you've got some cleaning up to do. If he gets by him and he is the champion, you've got yourself a title match.
Kelsey,
Uh-oh, took the mic.
that's it. That made
Jason
my
doesn't look too
day.
happy with
That
that.
means you're done.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here from the
All right, so now we're going to this match: the Unknown Studs against the Rock and Roll Express. I hated that name.
The Rock and Roll?
Yeah, that was their idea, but man, that was just so much of a play on the Rock and Roll Express. It's
Yeah.
like, it must be more original.
This match is going to be between the Lightning Train and the Unknown Studs.
But you know, we had a decent crowd for being up against the NWA,
Just a moment
honestly.
ago,
And this is
Rick
from the
Pitts,
Armory?
who I had
Yeah,
called
this is the night the
Okay.
NWA was in town.
earlier in
Okay.
the event. I'm going to have to change my decision. Rick's not that
We had about
big of a
70
guy.
people there.
He changed his decision and awarded the NWF World
And
It's
you
not
know, for
bad.
an indie show, that's
to
good.
Tom and Jerry Tyler from Texas City, Texas.
Yeah, it wasn't our worst.
Calling
Our
the
worst
end of
was
that
that
match,
July
looks there
card at
some
50
threw
people.
Some foreign powdery substance into Tommy Tyler's face. Rick Pitts thought it was Tommy Tyler. who
Steve
did
This
it.
was 87, right?
Yeah, 87, and one of them
Pitts
Unknown
looked at
Studs
the
is
replay
Steve,
and
Pretty
said
Boy
that
Taylor.
J.
He's the
Willis
guy
Henderson threw
right there in the
object
camouflage
into Tommy
pants. And
Tyler's face.
he does some
Instead of
amazing
saying
bumps
that
in this
he was
match.
qualified, Tom and Jerry Tyler were
Really
awarded
good
the
bumping
NWF
from
World
him.
Tag Team Championship, and Rick Pitts, a great referee.
Is
looking
it with the
at his
NWA
replay
here this
monitor.
night in AWA
Somehow I feel like
territory?
Brent
You
Musburger
know,
only
it's funny
better,
how
but right now we've got
a lot of
match
people
going
think
on, the US Tag Team
of the
Championship,
WWF
Lightning
is the
Train
one
and
that
the Unknown
invaded
Studs.
everywhere.
Bobby Ferrari now
But here you got
joining
the
us at
NWA
ringside. He'll have his
stepping up
headset
into
on. We're ready to
AWA
call this
territory
one
where they
in.
used to be pretty friendly.
Yeah, Jim Crockett.
But
it
they
was
were
him-
also trying to expand, yeah.
It was Jim Crockett Promotions that came up here, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I believe
It's
that
just-
this was the night that I met Ric Flair for the first time.
Man, did they even give these guys an introduction or what?
No introduction at all. It just happened.
Well,
Lightning Train, the
I'll
Unknown Studs.
introduce my boys, the beautiful men with the masks on. I mean, don't
How do we
make
know
no
they're
comments about
beautiful?
the masks right now because
Yeah.
if these guys took off the mask, you'd see probably Burt Reynolds and guys like that underneath. But look at these athletes. Look at this. Huh? Hey, wait a minute. Oh, hey, come on.
See how high Steve got on that?
You're gonna
Toss
announce
Scotty was
beautiful
good.
Bobby Ferrari. You
Good at
you
bumps.
can't be a cheerleader.
Oh,
You've got to be impartial, all right?
No, impartial is what that.
I had some of my best matches with Steve. There's no doubt about
Rick Pitts is a great
that.
referee. He just reversed that decision and gave the NWF World Tag Team Championship to
Ricky
Tommy
likes to
Terry
think I
Tyler.
had my best match with him, but
That guy takes
It's one of the best bits of officiating I've seen.
He'd take candy from a baby, too.
This is Gary Galvey along
That's
with
Rick
beautiful
Pitts in
Bobby
there,
Ferrari.
reffing.
And we're announcing
I
the
believe he's
USTC
sober
tournament
tonight.
match between the Lightning Train and the Unknown
Hopefully.
Studs. Rick Pitts at
He had a
referee.
problem with his
That'll be one of
drinking.
the Unknown Studs in against the Lightning Train. The Lightning Train combined weight of 358 pounds up against the Unknown Studs with a combined weight of 501 pounds. They're from Las Vegas,
Yeah,
Nevada.
right.
The Lightning Train comes from Boston, Massachusetts.
Yeah, Gary wanted a rundown of all the technical. I had to give him like a whole list of all the weights and
There's a look
everything,
at the
so he'd
studs,
always
kind of a gruesome
go over all
shot.
that stuff in every match.
There's a look at one of the
Gary's
Did
really
you
organized.
just make
for
up the
an
weights?
They're gonna Lightning
Yeah,
Train, the
usually.
Unknown
He didn't have a
Studs. We
scale
call
or
Unknown
anything.
Stud 1
Yeah.
and Unknown Stud 2, and that's Stud 1.
It's Ace and
Ace.
Deuce.
That's Ace?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. That's Deuce over there, right, with a
Okay,
shirt on.
named Ace and Deuce. Ace
Ace
is in
and
the
Deuce.
ring right now.
They're from Las Vegas.
Deuce is actually
They're a
Ken
bunch of
Boyer,
cards.
normally an announcer.
Ace in the
Actually
ring
could
right
do
now
pretty good in the
against
ring
the
as
Lightning
as a
Train.
wrestler,
This is
though.
our
He's actually
sixth
not, it wasn't
battle.
bad.
Still left tonight will be the 18-man tag team battle royal, so please stay tuned if you're not enjoying this one.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice move, AC baby.
The Unknown Stud Ace just really threw down Lightning Train.
Come on, nice holding it. Nice, look
Rick
at that.
Pitts
You
trying
see
to
that
put the
hold?
Oh, I think that was a chokehold there.
Looked like a choke to me.
Oh,
Yep.
no.
Oh.
Yes.
Ace put a big knee
ahead, do it
right
again,
on
do
the
it
head
again,
of the
Ace.
Lightning Train. Bobby Ferrari, the big
Oh,
cheerleader.
my.
Looks like a lariat.
The big cheerleader
Yeah.
for the Unknown Studs. Maybe our producer can cut his mic. There's no way I can wrestle a microphone away from him. He seems to be cheerleading
Mike
away
Bauer is
for
the
his
technician
man,
of
the
this
Unknown
team. He's the one
Studs.
that really gets into the
Right now, Ace
holds.
stays in the ring.
He hasn't
Well, I
been
might take a
tagged in
break
yet.
here for just a moment to go up and talk to one of my boys. Then I'll be back to give you some more insight and wisdom into this telecast that's obviously lacking it.
Ooh, Bobby Ferrari, you better take off, man. Now Bobby Ferrari has just left us. Thank goodness for that. The only thing this thing's lacking is some quality wrestling on behalf of the Unknown Studs. And now joining us at ringside, what's your name, young man?
Invader 3.
Invader 3, who did an excellent
Oh,
job.
Jamie
in one of
McCarthy
those tag
taking
team
over
matches
for
just a
Bobby
while
there at
ago.
the
He's got
commentating
mic.
booth.
And hopefully he's not going to give it back to Bobby Ferrari.
Well, I don't really get along with Bobby Ferrari. I remember on March 20th and
So who's this in
all
the camouflage
television
pants?
tapings
That's
we had.
Steve Angstrom,
Okay.
Pretty Boy
Still don't get
Taylor.
along with
And
him.
he's wearing the tank top so you
But,
can't see the hair on the back.
These Unknown
Yep.
Studs,
Yep.
I had
Got
the
big hair
chance to
spot.
watch them last March 20th on the,
Yeah.
here at the Anoka Armory.
But I know
and,
Steve did some
they
pretty
didn't do
crazy
so
things.
hot.
He did that Ric Flair thing where you go over the
Yeah,
top
the
rope and out of the
microphone.
ring.
Yeah.
Excuse
He
me.
did that, I know,
No.
in this
Right now,
match.
Bobby
and
Ferrari.
he took a really
and
nice double
Unknown Stud
clothesline.
3 or Unknown Stud
You'll
3,
see it when it
excuse me,
comes up. He
Invader 3
really,
starting to wrestle
really took a heavy bump on
for the
that one.
microphone. Bobby Ferrari's picking up a machete.
Steve, man, he abused his body for us.
We all did.
Well, especially Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, you watch him bump.
Tag team. I may need some protection.
I'm sorry,
Bobby, what do
Chris,
you have
but
to
you
say
know
so
my
far?
feelings. You know I can't give the
Don't
man a
need
whole
to
bunch
I
of
know
credit.
you don't
Just
want
give
to,
these
but I'm
two a
telling you, I
wrestling
gotta call it like it
Right
is.
now, Deuce is in the ring up against one of the
You
Lightning
know,
Train members.
as you say, I'm unfiltered. I'm
Nice,
not going to
clean moves,
sugarcoat things.
Showing the referee that it was a nice open hand.
I think this
Now
may
Ace
be
and
where
Deuce are
Vern Gagne
teaming
got
up
the
on
idea for the
Lightning
Unknown
Train.
Soldier.
Get that guy
The
out of
Unknown
here.
Soldier.
They had a
There they
wrestler
are,
with
the
the
Lightning
camouflage
Express,
pants
both
and
in
a
the ring at the
mask
same
on
time
for a
again.
while.
Yep, he did. That's right.
I don't know the way I saw it.
And they
Bobby,
could
was
they
Ace
could
and
just put
Deuce were
anybody
the
under
ones
the
who
mask
instigated that.
in the camouflage
Well,
pants.
I think there was a tag
Yep.
over there in the corner a little while ago, and the referee just didn't see it.
Right
So-
now, Deuce is in the ring.
So Ace properly went out of the ring, even though the referee made a mistake.
Chris
Rick
needs to get
Pitts
out of there
taking a
and
look now
tag.
with Deuce. One little Lightning Train. He's got Deuce
Big
has really got
time.
his arm pinned.
What do we call that,
Lightning Train
Dave? We
guys
call
shaking
that
his
a
head saying,
hammer
"No, no,
lock.
I'm not pinned. I'm all
Yep.
right." Oh, Deuce.
Yeah.
How have you instructed these guys, Bobby Ferrari?
Yeah.
That can really bust a guy's arm.
Well, the guy's going to have to add some meat to
You know,
the
Ricky
arms.
always
That won't
says, you
happen.
guys don't know how to do
This is
chain. This is
professional
all
wrestling, brother.
considered
This is no
chain.
kid's game.
The lightning train. He's got a broken arm now.
You know,
Are you proud of your
holds,
Deuce boy?
basically. It's wrestling
He's got a
holds.
broken arm. He might as well break the
But I
other
think
one,
by
then we can let
chain he
him
means to
wrestle
keep
on his
switching them back and
just use
forth
his
for
legs.
reversals and such.
Yeah, British chain.
I mean,
You know,
break
yeah.
both the legs too, and it'd be like a fish out of water, huh?
I don't know. I hope
Right now this is
commissioner of the
one-sided.
NWF gets a copy of this tape. That seems like premeditated something to me.
Oh, look at this nice move now. There, look, nice tag, nice move there, clean.
Deuce is out, Ace is in.
Picks him up nice and clean.
Yeah, they're working Chris over. They knew
there
to.
it is
Here comes
again.
Mike trying to help out.
Of the rules.
Yeah, the Deuce went out.
What do you got in the ring? 2 Lightning Expresses again. My boys.
There's
are out
another
there
shot in here too. I
completely
forget what
out of
happens
the
where
way.
Ken gets thrown into the
Right now he's checking
into the
back
corner
in
and he
against one of the
dives out
Lightning
of there.
train.
And man, that
Lightning
had
train, they
to. I
come
think
from
I think it hurt.
Boston,
Whatever he did had to
Massachusetts.
hurt
They've been
because the way
wrestling
he
for a
goes
year and
out
a
was
half
really awkward.
professionally.
He like dives
They
through
joined
the
NWF back
second
in
and
May
third
of
row
1986,
into the
and they are
post.
an excellent tag team. Over the Unknown Studs, really beating one of the Lightning Train's head into the turnbuckle. Now up against the post.
Oh, wrong corner. This is where you tag off, Chris.
I got to give him credit. That was a good block there on
He
that
didn't tag off.
whip into the ropes.
Would have been a
No,
smart
off the
move.
ropes in the turnbuckle. Here comes Ace.
Well, his
Deuce
partner
holds
could have
on.
just tagged him.
Oh, what a blow.
Right.
Rick Pitt's trying to break him up.
Honestly, I think that wasn't the
Ace has
plan. He's
absolutely
supposed
no
to be getting
mercy.
worked over this whole time,
Mhm.
so that's why he didn't tag. But
Come
shouldn't
on,
have been
ref.
thrown
Leave
into
these
that
guys alone,
corner.
let 'em
Yeah.
wrestle. This guy
And
don't
I
get
mean,
paid for this.
technically, in a way, that could have been considered a
He
tag.
wants
The
to mix it
way,
up with the Unknown Studs. I can
Well, they
arrange
did
that
make
easily.
contact.
yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
a challenge to Rick Pitt's?
There he is. Look at that.
Oh,
He's
there
just
it goes.
had to
look
hurt.
Had
That
to
had to
hurt.
hurt.
Tripped him.
Oh,
I don't think he
the
was
ref got
planning
in the
on
way
it.
and tripped him. Did you?
Holding the
now
side
look
of his
at
head because he
this.
probably
Oh,
hit
we got
some
a Lightning
concrete.
Train chase Deuce out. Ace is trying to get back in. The
You
only
know,
one in the ring right now.
you know the comment you made a little while ago about showing this tape to the NWF commissioner, that James Ding Dong, whatever his name is, Wolford, was that his name? James J. Wilson, I believe.
James W.
That's
Wilson,
fine. I'll
yeah.
show the tape to this guy. I want to see if this referee tripped my man into that corner.
I don't know. Both teams really playing dirty.
So now Mike's in there finally.
That's your
Yep.
observation. Nice.
Kinda
clean.
curious.
Get that camera out of here. These men are trying to wrestle.
Okay, now we've got Invader 3 who's going to explain something else to you at home.
I don't think we had an announcer, but looking at the notes here, it says that this is the final round for the United States Tag Team Tournament. So just want to remind everybody
That's right.
about that.
It was for the U.S. Tag Team
There's
titles.
your champions.
Okay, thank you very much, Invader
Right there.
3.
There's your champions with the masks on.
And I question you one more time, beautiful Bobby Ferrari. Why do they need masks?
We got too many belts in the
these
NWF,
guys,
you know that?
just looking at their bodies, the physical specimens. Of
Obviously,
they
look at all
get
these belts behind them.
cards and letters
Yeah.
constantly. If they were to take off these masks, can you imagine what would people think if they saw these two wonderful-looking athletes who look like Tom Selleck and Burt Reynolds underneath those masks? I mean, we'd be so inundated with cards, flowers from girls, presents. I mean, we just can't do this.
Well, it might help our cable ratings.
Women
if
don't
they did
give
take their
flowers to
masks
men.
off, so stay tuned, folks.
Well, like I said, they.
But interesting
they
to see the
gotta have a
tag
little
team
bit
here
of anonymity
wrestling
because
barefoot.
It would just be too
Is
much
that
for them
is
to
Mike
cope
barefoot?
with.
Yeah.
You see what's happening to a lot of your
They're both
stars in this
barefoot,
world
looks
today?
like.
They're
But
turning
But
into
with, I
things
think,
and things
athletic
like
tape
that.
around their
Well, these
foot.
guys, they don't need that. They're athletes.
Yeah, he is barefoot.
Athletes with masks.
And both of them are athletes.
Oh my God! That Ace has got his head.
Not too many
blasted.
wrestlers are.
No, I would hate
Ace's
doing
head
it.
got
It would
bashed
hurt,
into
you
the
know.
bell here at
No
ringside by one of the
protection.
Lightning
Mhm.
Train. We've lost all power.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it at all.
Oh wait, he might
I
have
tell you, they're gonna pay
shoes
for that.
on.
I don't know if they can hear us. Greg,
Yeah,
I
they
don't know. Are
lost.
we back?
I don't know. We're on our monitors shot. This is a couple $100 TV they just destroyed. Got no idea what's going on here, folks. But they tell us in the truck that they can hear us.
Okay, he's got shoes.
Okay, here we find it. It's just a
Oh, the
power
camera's
plug,
not
I
on the
believe. We've
action.
got
Come on,
a
guys.
fan here. Thank you very much for plugging us back
You'd
in.
think the Super Ds are on camera here.
And we should be on shortly. But right now, the Lightning Train at the miraculous comeback. Deuce is now pinned. And our monitor's back on. Thank you very much.
think
Were they the Super D's or the double D's?
The Super D's was a
Super D's?
twins. Yeah, the young guys.
Okay. Because that was also a
Come on, ref. It's a
pro tag
match.
team
One
name.
man in the ring at a time.
Yeah,
That was
Super
unbelievable
Destroyers.
cruelty when
Yep.
Ace's head got bashed into that bell.
Yeah, you got now there's,
Which I believe were the
there's an
Irwins.
right there.
In world class, Wild
Yeah.
Bill and Scott Hogg.
Look at the tactics they used again there, right outside the ring, onto the. That's illegal. Don't tell me different.
Well, I've
Let's
got
see,
to
is this where they do the double clothesline?
Now
Oh,
look at
he's
this. Now look
working
at
on
this. Look at this. Up the top rope. He's 2 minutes.
Oh.
Yeah, here comes that double clothesline. Watch Steve's bump. Man, was that a hell of a bump.
You know, I'm ready to jump in there.
You gotta say, Wayne, you gotta admit, that was Steve could bump really well.
Sure.
I know Dave doesn't
Ace
ever want to give him credit.
Stands
but-
outside of the ring with Deuce getting slaughtered now by the lightning train.
They didn't mess up.
Well, you know my reasons for not wanting to give him credit. I mean,
Thank you.
he treated a lot of the kids like crap.
Yeah, he did, but I would put, at this time in 1987, 86, I'd put Steve up against anybody in wrestling for bumping. For
The
bumping.
females out there. Okay.
Just taking the
Look
bumps.
at Ace.
Well, I don't know if I'd put him up there with Kurt Hennig.
Well, yeah, I mean,
He's one of the best bumpers.
but Steve was definitely viable. He could have been in there with anybody, really.
You know, you can't put him up there with,
Both are
like
up, but they
Wayne
do have
said,
to
with
get back in
Kurt.
within a 10
You can't
count,
put him
and
up
Rick
there with
Pitts is
Bobby
yet to
Heenan
begin the
either.
count.
No, Heenan was like,
The lightning train now discussing some
Heenan was good.
strategy in the corner. That's who we're looking at right now.
he could make
Mason
any
Deuce,
match.
They're kind of walking around dazzled.
I think Bachmichael
Now
said
they're
Heenan
kicking
could
over some
step in
chairs
there
and
for
challenging
me,
some
fans would go
fans. I
just
don't
as
think we get a
nuts.
camera
They'd
shot of
step in there
that.
for Ray, they'd go just as nuts.
There's
But
Deuce.
we couldn't do what Bobby did, and Ray couldn't do
We're
what
getting
Bobby
every word
did.
of that,
Yep.
Deuce. Deuce is challenging me. I've got my
That's
machete
right.
somewhere.
Don't worry, guys. I'll get you on the tape a little bit later on
There's Ace and
tonight.
Deuce. Still waiting to get back in the ring. I don't know where my machete went, but I want to find it.
Shouldn't have something like that anyway. It's
I
illegal.
know. It's that Nick Weller guy from Australia. Right
Uh-oh,
now,
down 2
it's been
minutes.
announced that there are 2
Another 2
minutes
minutes.
left in this match.
This guy's trying
I still
to
haven't
wear a
seen
suit
Steve
and
get
tie
thrown
and
over the
outclass
top rope and do
Bobby
that Ric
Ferrari.
Flair out of the
Don't
ring
give me
deal.
that.
That's
It already happened.
Oh, did it happen?
Yeah, you missed
Now Ace
it.
and Deuce.
I
Ace
missed
throws Deuce into one of the lightning train. Lightning train goes down. Rick Pitts tells Ace to
Get
get
away,
out of the
Deuce.
ring.
Get
Deuce
away,
getting
Deuce.
ready
Come
to
on,
pin
ref.
down the lightning train.
Come on.
1, 2.
He could have counted to 5 the way they had to wait for that stupid referee to get in place. The guy is so out of position, I counted to 5 before he even got there.
The
He
lightning
doesn't
train
need to
right
kick
now,
out unless the
they're on their
referee's
comeback.
counting.
Yeah.
Deuce, oh, what a blow.
That'll be it.
Oh, the lightning train goes down face first. However, Deuce is talking with Rick Pitts, the ref. Nobody's got a chance to pin the lightning train. Deuce tags over to Ace. Ace throws Rick Pitts in the lightning train.
Come on, AC, baby. Go get him.
Pitts is talking to Deuce as Ace starts to really bang the lightning train's head into the turnbuckle.
Is this ref some kind of a weirdo or something? He's
Yes,
taking his
yes.
pants.
Got no
Yeah,
idea.
Rick was a little
Now
odd.
Ace and Deuce both back in the ring. Ace throwing. We got a lightning train back in turnbuckle. Oh! Oh, great move by the
Oh,
lightning train.
big-
Lightning
big
train was
mistake
stabbed
here
against
of having the
turnbuckle. He
cameraman
just
on
at
the hard
second.
cam
Ace threw
side.
Deuce into the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
What do you
Right
think
up there
about
on
that
the
move, Bobby Ferrari?
ring apron.
Ooh, look at that back
Oh,
body
my-
drop.
oh,
Oh, that
he
was good
10
by
feet in the
Steve.
air.
Or a
That was-
high elevation.
Oh, Deuce is down.
Jim
There's
Ross
gotta
would
be
call
just
it, or
about a
Gordon
minute left
Soley.
in this one.
Oh, come on, guys.
A high elevation.
Lightning
Yeah,
train throwing
did
Deuce up
well.
against a big drop kick. Oh,
Drop kick a
boy.
little low, but
Yeah, right to the gut, the red
Okay,
basket.
here we go. 1, 2. Oh, interference.
Trying
by
to knock
Ace.
the wind
Pitts
out of
gets
him
no
so he can
call.
pin him.
Yeah.
Deuce remains down. Bobby Ferrari has left the announcing table. He's getting ready to harass Pitts a bit. And joining us now at the microphone is
Jason Crossen.
Jason
Thank you.
Crossen. Crossen, excuse me. I'm mixing up with Killer Crossen.
thing's getting out of hand.
Mix up Crusher and Killer Cross.
Right now we've got a pin. We have a 3 count. The lightning train wins. And Bobby Ferrari's got no comment. He's
Maybe
just
they do
standing
have
at the
both
edge of the ring
shoes
in
on.
utter disbelief.
They
But
do
the
have
lightning
shoes on?
train
Okay,
pulls the
maybe.
US tag team
So
tournament
they're
victory
white, so it's hard
over
to
the
tell.
unknown
Yeah, it's hard to
studs.
tell if they're white,
Bobby
yeah.
Ferrari's coming back.
Kinda
with a
hard to
microphone,
see.
Which he declines. He's got no comment. The lightning train with the victory.
So Mike Bauer, Chris Barger win the United
And
States
the
Tag
belts
Team
are
titles.
being picked up now by Rick Pitts, and he's getting ready to turn him over to the lightning train. But Ace and Deuce have not yet left the ring. This match will go on. Now Deuce shows Pitts what he was hit by allegedly by the lightning train, some type of chain object with a handle.
It's too bad the referee didn't see
Could
it.
be nunchucks, I'm not
Very
sure.
mysterious. Very mysterious.
Right now, lightning train carrying their belts up high. Pitts has left the ring. The official decision.
So you have a
goes to
replica of
Lightning
those
Train.
belts up on your wall
However,
there,
the
Sean?
You know, I
Studs,
don't,
Ace and
because
Deuce
I don't know
with
where
the
those.
hands up.
I don't
Thank
know
you,
even who made
victory.
those belts.
And we're getting
I don't know
ready
where they
now
came
for a
from.
replay of the
Your collection is
victory pin
incomplete.
of Deuce
Yeah,
by the
I have
Lightning
no idea what they
Train.
even look like.
Here we go. Both Ace and Deuce get pinned. Get thrown
Yeah,
down.
we
There's
used to
look
we
at
do
Deuce's
instant
one Lightning
replays
Train
back
got
then.
his
We're
wrist
very
set.
difficult to
Deuce's
do in
left
these
leg.
days.
3 counts counted by Rick Pitts and the Lightning Train.
They had to have a
gets
separate
the
recorder
victory.
recording everything
Beautiful
so they
Bobby
could go
Ferrari
back
has
to do a replay.
left the ring. He's still in the Anoka County Armory. Right now, I believe he challenged the Lightning Train to take on Ace and Deuce, and Ace and Deuce are running away. I think Bobby Ferrari said, if you're so tough, Lightning Train, why don't you take on our guys this time? And the
dark.
Lightning Train have promptly raced Ace and Deuce back into some locker room.
See, look at all the empty chairs.
Ace came back with a chair. Bobby Ferrari.
You were ready for a huge
instigating
crowd
his
that
men to
night.
come
We
on
were.
in victory, but
Unfortunately,
he's
the
retired
NWA was in
himself
town.
into a back locker room. And the title remains in the hands of the Lightning Train with Bobby Ferrari, Ace and Deuce hiding in a closet.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we have the main event Battle Royal, so stay tuned.
Big 18 man, please stay tuned. Coming up right after this.
I like it. The announcers had suits on.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah, I asked them to. I always asked them to dress the proper part for the announcers. Yeah.
And nice and professional.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see the Battle Royal on this show, but that was coming up, I think, on the taping.
Jason M. Crossen, your National Wrestling Federation announcer. It will be Tuesday, October 27th. The largest card ever put on by the National Wrestling Federation. And believe me, these wrestlers, they're getting our large. Tuesday, October 27th at the Spring Lake Park Dry Dock. The National Wrestling Federation being taped for a live, not live, actually a taped television presentation by BAB Productions in association with Greg Bushman and Professional Productions. They will be presenting the largest National Wrestling Federation card ever. And coming in right now, unsigned as of yet, on the card, we have the CWF champion, the Ice Dragon.
Well,
Mr.
you know
Pizza.
perfectly well why I'm unsigned because there are no challengers. You know, when you got a belt like myself.
Oh, he's the guy who owns the pizza shop at the Maplewood Mall?
Can you say
Yeah.
that?
Yep.
There must be a dozen.
Everybody and I beat them all.
There must be a dozen wrestlers out there who could.
Nobody
And
can beat me.
ladies and gentlemen, coming in.
doing it here,
Wait a minute. Jeff Dinsmore coming in for announcement. I think we should let him speak.
Jason, as you've heard, the Ice Dragon does not have an opponent as of this point. He does now. I have signed you an opponent, my friend that would put a cast on both of your arms.
Who is this
This man has been barred throughout a number of arenas. He has been barred from the NWF. He's back. Your opponent on the 27th is none other than Dr. Dread.
What?
Doctor.
No way.
Talking about? I'm not putting my name on the line against him.
Oh, ladies.
Are you
and gentlemen.
crazy?
It's a good reaction.
What is your, hold on, Pretty Boy Taylor coming in.
No way, this man is not going
And precisely the reaction that he should have had, where you pointed out many a times with Taylor, how he should have played more kind of a chicken shit,
Right.
like scared a little bit more, like Ice Dragon was just doing there.
I thought he even said
Yep.
himself.
I wish Steve would have done that more.
Mm-hmm.
May I ask, Kid Kelsey, where is your manager at this point? I do not see him anymore. What is going on here? Ladies and gentlemen, just a minute, ladies and gentlemen.
You have been shooting off your mouth for a long time. You all have. Dr. Dread, that's it. We're out of time. No.
What was the role that Dinsmore's playing here? Is it as like the commissioner,
Like
owner?
it's like the promoter.
Promoter?
He's the role,
Okay.
yeah. The matchmaker. Wally Carbo, kind of.
Okay.
All Pro Wrestling. 3 1-hour cable TV
Yeah.
tapings.
So that was a good reaction by Kelsey and Taylor. They're all coming in like.
You'll see such stars as Grizzly Stevens, Crusher Crossen, Dr. Dread, Dirty Ernie, Dynamite Dion
Yep,
Dallas,
3 1-hour cable TV tapings. We realized when we did this that was too much. So everything after this was just 2 1-hour cable TV tapings.
I've been to some indie shows that are like 4 hours long.
Yeah, it can get to be a long
IWA
night.
Mid-South would have some really long cards,
Up here.
especially
People
for the Ted Petty Invitationals, where they've
people
got
get
like a
tired-
24-man tournament.
And people get tired of it after a while, you know.
Yeah,
they burn the
start at
crowd out.
7 o'clock and go to almost midnight.
World
Yeah.
champion, none other than the infamous Crusher Crossen.
Jason,
I noticed what was going on here with Ice
Are those the
Dragon.
same
Ice
glasses
Dragon,
that you've been wearing
see,
recently?
gotta
You
remember
know,
one
they
thing.
sure look like it though, don't they?
Yeah.
Look at this.
They
Here, you
do.
should try to get behind the
So I have a
doors and say,
right
"Ha,
to
ha,
wear
ha,
these
I pulled
these
one over, you got one
these
pulled already.
aviators,
I hope you
Dave
can handle
and
it."
Ricky.
But I got
Yes,
Well, you know,
absolutely.
whenever he wants to be the
I got my
fool,
own
Crusher
special
Crossen, he can put his
deliveries.
shades
And
on.
Who might this be, Crusher Crossen?
I'll tell you, it's going to be a surprise. I was surprised when I found out. Now, I've got a surprise here. Now, this is something that the whole Anoka, Coon Rapids, and Blaine area is going to be shocked about because it's the unbelievable. Not only will Grizzly Stevens be in my corner, but in the back dressing room will be somebody else watching a monitor, and he's coming into your screen right
Ladies and gentlemen, coming in right now is, oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, it is none other than the infamous Dr. Dread. You two have teamed up, apparently?
I've got his word on everything I need to know right now. It only takes one word, and that's yes. Taylor obviously has forgotten about Dr. Dread. Now, pretty boy Taylor wants to stick his nose in his business. He got 2 golf clubs up his face, right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
He
Doc,
looked
this is
really
as much a
big
surprise
coming
to
in
me
from
as
the
it is to
camera.
everyone else.
Dread,
And then as he got
Crusher
closer,
Crossen's
it's like he
teaming.
shrunk.
This
He was like a
is
Mad Dog
absolutely
Vachon, you know, in
Yeah.
size as well. Mad Dog wasn't a big guy either.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I'll tell you this much. We're not going to be trying to worry about the par on the golf course. These clubs are for some other reasons. We're going to be doing that.
I assume that much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all coming up Tuesday, October 27th of this year at the Spring Lake Park Dry Dock. I suggest you don't miss it. Personally, I will be there. And
Jason,
what is this,
before we go-
ladies and gentlemen?
Hey, he has his own life. I don't want to try to control it. But Jason, I just want to say one thing real quick.
Yes.
The numbers were last 2 weeks ago when Mr. Dion Dallas tried to pull one of his little games, slap me out of the chair. Well, Dion, you know, go slap your woman, not me.
We all saw that.
Odds were outnumbered. I had nobody around. Then Grizzly comes along. Then Dread comes along. Maybe there might be somebody else, maybe not. All I know is this man right here is going to take care of some business if the business happens. That is, if Taylor gets his nose around, if Kelsey or McWeller. Now,
That's a nice mask he's got.
Yeah, Dread, that was a good mask.
It's different. It's you know, one you didn't see like the white ones we just saw with the.
You know, and you can't really find masks like that anymore these days. It's hard to find just good, you know, normal
Even back
masks.
in that day, like you can find a Dr. X Max
Right.
in the magazines, but that one, where did you get that?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Apparently very large friends. We'll be looking forward to seeing you on the October 27th card.
I think it was Steve Engstrom. He's the one who got the mask because he wore the. I know he wore it first.
Okay. Television taping by Bab Productions. We suggest you be there in person. Don't you dare miss it. We'll be right back.
Now the Destructors are entering the ring.
Right, now we're seeing the
Take a look at them.
Destructors.
The Destructors. I think we've changed our match card now. I think we're in the feature match. The Destructors, they've got a combined weight of 336, and they're wasting no time. We're right in the match.
Hey, the Destructors right off that bag. The boys from the south side of Chicago. Goodbye, Bulldog.
Oh.
Right into the second row head first. Ring the bell, run away.
So now the match we've got is the feature match. The Destructors against Tommy Tornado, Cantonese, and Bulldog Butcher. That Invaders Ice Dragon Dr. Destructor match will
Yeah,
be
this
coming up
Katniss
after
guy
this
in the
one.
blue shorts.
Well, Gary, I think here's what
I had maybe
Tommy Tornado
maybe 2 weeks to train him for this.
and Bulldog Butcher have changed
I
their
got
name
him ready
some
for this
reason.
show in
The
2 weeks'
Basher-
time,
Basher,
maybe.
figure that one out.
We had the
French
ring
will
set up
all
out
make
at
it
Troy's, and I
Masher and
had to get him
Basher
up
and
to
Dasher
speed.
and Princeton and
So
Colin
he's
Cupid, Donner
keep
and
in mind
Blitzen, right?
when you see him in there, he's got only maybe 2 weeks.
Very
to train.
green.
Very
Yeah.
green, but he did well for having 2 weeks in.
They're asking us to ring the bell and
I
start this
thought.
match officially, and Ken Boyer reaches over
Didn't
to
have a
ring
whole
the
lot of
bell.
offense, but he did well
Ken
at
Boyer
taking moves and
is
stuff.
Gary Galvey, and we're on public access cable TV North Central Channel 33. Hope you're enjoying this match, feature match, the Destructors and now Basher and Crasher, or whoever they've changed their names to.
I tell you, Masher and Basher are gonna get killed in this match. There's no doubt about it. These Destructors are rough. They're tough. They're from the south side of Chicago, former gang members.
Former
They've got
gang
that
members.
crazy
They're actually pretty nice guys.
mystery man in their corner. It's
Yeah.
just like having 3 against 2. Higgs, suplex. Wow, he almost put him through the mat.
The Destructors have been
Skullcracker.
You know, this is where we didn't
No,
think a
pile
whole
driver.
lot.
Attaboy.
It's not the place
Oh,
to
he
do a
could've
pile
won his
driver.
neck.
Yeah. That's the
Man,
finisher.
man, these guys don't
Yeah.
waste any time with a heavy punishment.
Destructors, they've been together for about a half year now.
The big knee. Clunk right in the stomach. Probably loaded.
Especially a move that's banned in most places.
Right. Taste the turnbuckle once.
At this point in time, yeah.
Big head below the turnbuckle. Now knee to the face.
Well, it was legitimately banned, I think, by a lot of athletic commissions.
Mm-hmm.
At Destructor number 2.
I know in Tennessee it was.
Oh. Yeah, they made a big deal about it with Jerry Lawler.
Well, Gary, you notice where the
doing a pile driver when it's been banned.
He doesn't want to get in there. Hey, here he comes now.
You notice, Ken, the mystery man's here also.
You know, Dave and I were talking about how
on
the last Rewind show we did, we were talking about how
gloves he's wearing, spiked gloves.
the whole reason Vince went into the sports entertainment thing was because he wanted to get out of the athletic commission.
Yeah, didn't want to pay. That's why he said, yeah, it's fixed. It's predetermined.
It's not a sport.
Bulldog taking his usual beating.
Which got him out of that.
Entertainment.
Yeah.
Right into a knee.
Of course, a lot of us didn't buy into that. I know we wanted to consider it a sport still.
Sure.
Yeah.
This guy will do anything for a buck, including.
I always looked at the WWF as kind of like for the kids.
Yeah.
Just very, clowning around, joking around all the time, making it funny instead of serious. But I know it was popular with everybody. But
setting him up off the second
on the ropes. 3 feet in the ground, banging on the head. Oh.
Well, he was going after getting more families coming to the show. And that way you get more money.
Yeah.
Sell more merchandise to kids.
Yeah.
The ring now is
parents
destroyed.
got to buy him stuff at the matches.
Butcher slamming down.
Start selling toys.
Yep.
That ring's 20 by 20 and it's got.
They make a lot of money now from action
incredible
figures.
blow to break through it.
Yeah.
But not just the kids. A lot of adult collectors.
Off the ropes. The clothesline.
But Butcher wasn't much of a bumper.
Bulldog clutching at his throat. He's in pain.
He was just a brawler.
He should tag out, and that's what he's just done. Coming in
now, here comes Tornado.
Cannonades.
Clunk.
I think Tommy's knocked out. Just shot him on the ground. He's trying to pull himself together.
All destructive. He's going for the top rope. Bombs away. Hey, look out, he got him.
Whoa.
Oh.
Brutal.
He was about 12, 15 feet in the air.
Tommy take back Bulldog. Bulldog working on one of the destructors. Up for the body slam. Can he turn him over? He does.
Hey, Bulldog showing a little offense for once. That away, stupid. There's his usual Bulldog.
Yeah, Ryan Rudd, who's in the ring here, was just taking the place of Gary Parr, who had over the summer broke his neck.
The Destructors could pin this man.
With the original Destructors, yeah.
Outside the ring?
Outside the wrestling, yeah. It was a diving accident in the shallow water.
When he smashed Bulldog through the air.
Well, I mean, Wayne might be familiar with the area.
What do you think Bulldog weighs in?
Clayhole?
Yep.
It's probably around 200 pounds.
Which area is that?
Coon Rapids, the Clay Hole.
Oh, by Lily Pond?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he went diving in there and broke his neck.
The thing about Bulldog that the NWF does like is anytime he's in the match.
And my wife and I drove by there recently. She's like, yeah, I used to swim in that area. That's where her mom would take her to go swimming.
Yeah, I've swam.
And there's definitely no swimming going in there now. A lot of algae in there. Not.
Yeah, they don't even. It's not even a beach anymore.
Yeah. Overrun with vegetation around it.
Yeah.
But Lilliput's still there.
That's what Bulldog's trying to do. He's moving along
going to have some repairs done.
Yeah, they built that new bridge to walk across so people wouldn't have to worry about walking across Coon Rapids Boulevard.
I don't believe it's open yet. It looked like it's still closed.
His eyes right along that.
Well, all that is houses now over there. It used to be like businesses and stuff.
Yeah, I used to work at a Snyder Drug there.
The Destructors are changing.
In fact, the
I worked
Rapids,
at the Snyder Drug in Anoka.
And Mr.
And
Kid, he's
the
giving
guy
some
who owned that one
advice to
also
one of
owned
the
Coon
Destructors.
Rapids
We
in
have
Nipton
body
Grove.
slam a Tommy Tornado.
well, then
I worked at all those doing drug deliveries.
I know how he got his name. The guy looks like a whirlwind. He's being thrown around his ring.
Prescription drugs.
I mean,
Yeah.
that
He has shown absolutely no.
Coon
offense.
Rapids studio for cable, for Group W cable was there in that area too.
No.
That Coon Rapids business complex area there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a post office there, I believe a bowling alley.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
I was forgetting what was there. So
Mercy
thanks,
on him and pin him. They're going for a second
I just remember there being the Snyder Drug and other stores, but there was bowling alley and the post
He'll be carrying
office.
this guy out in a basket.
So Tommy Tornado gets up again for more punishment. Now off the ropes, the Destructor, Tommy Tornado with a clothesline. Oh,
we got double teaming now.
I don't know why Bulldog doesn't get some sense in and come and help his partner. The referee telling Bulldog to stay in this corner. Both Destructors coming on Tommy Tornado.
Is this going to be a lookout?
Crossen's the referee, right?
Yeah, Jason.
That's it. If he gets up this time, I won't believe it.
And the Destructors, they're having no mercy. Next, we'll be pulling out some smelling salt to wake Tommy Tornado up. Keep on beating on him.
Oh, backbreaker. They should stop this. This is terrible. No.
Oh, that's over.
Yeah, I mean, Tornado's just, Tommy Tornado's just getting,
Tornado
I know he told me how
they're
sore,
picking him up for more.
Jason Crossen should
Tommy
stop
told me
this
how
match.
sore he was the next day
A
after
neck
this
breaker
match.
coming up. He's got him set up with a neck.
He's just a punching bag in this thing.
Oh, he's making a comeback.
Look out! Reverse
Short-lived.
drop.
Oh, reverse atomic drop.
Well, that ended that flurry in a real hurry.
Yeah, those were always more dreaded for me.
Suplex.
Oh.
Now one of the Destructors getting up on the high rope. There he goes.
Oh, it's like we got a comment here.
Yeah.
Who's joining us here? It's Brothers BKL Sports Entertainment Show. Says, what's good, fellas? Dixie, Dave, Crusher, Wayne, and the NWF Wrestling Pods. Salute. Good to join us. I'm glad we got a commenter coming in with us.
Nice.
Yeah,
most of our
welcome
views
in.
and replays, so it's nice when we get live
Welcome in.
viewings.
These Destructors
It's good to
joined
see you
the
here.
NWF back in January 1987, and I don't think they've made any friends. Absolutely killing Tommy Tornado. Going for
We
the
always
pile
take in
driver, if they can get
comments
him up.
anytime anybody comments with us. Any questions? Oh, man, he landed on his head.
And then he misses with the
Yeah,
elbow.
could have been right
his
on
right
top
arm
of
is
his
in
neck there.
pain.
Head.
But he manages to tag the Bulldog Butcher, and Bulldog Butcher chases one of the Destructors out of the ring. Now both
I
of
don't
them
even
are
know
running
if
around the
Troy,
ring outside.
that's
Well,
Bulldog
this could be
Butcher,
a
he was
con.
even scheduled to even
Bulldog got
wrestle on
back
this. I
in.
think we had to throw him in because we needed a
4
body
count.
in there.
5.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't think he
6.
was planned to be in the
But
ring this night.
The Destructors are back in.
Well, Gary, if this ring can't hold these men, what's going to happen when this giant unknown studs?
The ring was our 20-footer
lightning
ring,
train.
though. 20 by
1,000
20, a
pounds of
nice
beef in the
ring.
when those men get in there.
We're going to have to reinforce that.
Really
I
good
loved being in that
Now
ring.
Bulldog comes back
Yeah,
with
that was a
blow
nice
to the
one.
throat of the Destructor.
There's something about these breakdown rings that were just,
Now for a body slam.
they were better.
Bulldog's got him up.
They were better,
Goes for the
period,
backbreaker instead.
than that Flexi Steel stuff they use these days.
Destructors are getting paid back for some of the torture they did to Tommy Tornado.
And having that center spring, it just made a difference.
Well, you got to hand it to the Bulldog. I never thought it would last this long. But they're hanging in there gamely against the Destructors.
I have not seen
Recognize
any
a little bit, that'll teach 'em.
indie rings in this area that would have a center
Bulldog
spring.
now throwing
With
the
a big clothesline.
Oh, he ducks under it. Coming back off.
All the times I've seen a ring being put together at an indie show, I don't recall seeing a spring in the center.
Yeah, they're starting to come back though now. There's a lot of people converting their rings to it.
Yeah, 'cause I think most of them would use the high spots ring.
Right, the Flexi Steel stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Throwing the Bulldog off the ropes. The Destroyer comes
The reason
back,
they're
Bulldog
going back to
hangs on.
springs though, they're retrofitting them back to springs
No,
is
they throw the
because of
Bulldog out of
the
the ring.
abuse the ring takes. They want
Yeah.
the rings to last longer, and the spring gives it a little more durability.
Mystery Man was gonna do, oh, now he with those spike gloves. Oh,
So you got a question. I see those. Well, not a question, but a comment. I see those kids are literally kicking
There's
it.
no
Plus, they
padding
look
unless that's
quite not
100%
bad.
concrete outside the ring.
Wherever I say they are professional.
Oh, big blow
See,
to the
there we go.
Bulldog.
Brother
On the ropes.
BKL says
Flipping him
professional
back in.
wrestling, which is what I like to hear. Not the backyard.
Not
talk.
backyard.
Bulldog looks.
So see, even the viewers are saying, Wayne, that we're not backyard.
This is a few years
The ref's
in
gotta get
now.
one of those Destructors out of
But
there.
John,
They
you
can't
have gone
double up
through
on the
training at
Bulldog.
this point, right?
That's
So-
true. That's true. This
And
is,
pass your training knowledge on to others.
But I like to call this is the seasoned
Big
NWF.
body slam. The Bulldog goes down, and he's in pain. Tommy
Um,
Tornado's recovered. Anytime Bulldog can tag him, Tommy can come back in.
He'd be in pain too if you just had 200 pounds of blubber.
Oh, you're gonna do a double suplex on this guy?
Oh, man.
Because yeah, the promotion that started up I was telling you about Midwest Pro Wrestling
Bulldog is seeing all
was
kinds of stars.
run by the trainers Shifty and Sheriff Johnny Emerald. And they were trained by Eddie Sharkey. So they just got a little trained by Eddie Sharkey and decided to start their school.
Right.
Generally, you'd want to be trained by somebody who's maybe worked for WWE or WCW.
Right.
Which there are a lot of schools that are run by people that actually have worked for those companies.
And not to rip on Eddie Sharkey, but sometimes Eddie's training wasn't always quality training.
Yeah.
Depending on the time.
And right now, the big school in, I think the only school in Minnesota is Ken Anderson's school.
No,
Academy of Pro Wrestling.
Actually, Wayne. Actually, no.
No.
Terry is still doing training.
Terry Fox?
Yeah. He's out there in Coon Rapids doing training.
Yeah.
Tony DiNucci with his AWF is doing training.
Yeah, but they run like smaller camps. Maybe they'll find somebody with a couple, but Ken Anderson runs a training school.
Yeah.
Which he's had since,
Don't know how much one more man
I think he started in like 2018 or 19.
Yeah, because I know Gator got brushed up going to his camp. Yeah.
I don't know what the time limit was in this match, but it can't be much less.
And so he's had time in TNA and WWE. Made it to the big time. Plus, he's got connections to other people who come in and do special seminars.
Yeah.
Now they've got him in the headlock.
Oh, man.
DDT, another finisher.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're hitting all these finishers, but nobody's. This is like an indie match today.
He must be seeing stars.
Hitting all these finishers and nobody going down for the 3 count.
Bulldog
Not in the right spot.
Like, how will they? Well, actually, WWE does it as well.
I gotta say, even Ricky knows not to do that kind of stuff. Like Ricky wanted to take my front pile driver move that I always used to do, and Ricky's like, "There's nowhere to put it because it's too big of a move."
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how can you do it? You missed the leg drop.
Unless you want to use that as the falsy at the end.
Got him on the ground.
Another comment. Why, he's got a chair though. Watch out. Oh, right in the head. Nice camera shot. Backyard wrestling are definitely 100% wherever you don't try this at home, including your apartment. No offense. See, that's the thing, Wayne. It's like apartments. It's, you know.
Oh, we're not talking about apartment wrestling.
All that kind of stuff.
That's a totally different thing. Apartment wrestling.
Yeah.
That was a big thing in the one of the after mags back in the 70s and early 80s.
Yeah.
They would have photos of 2 ladies wrestling in an apartment.
Right, apartments.
Yeah, apartment wrestling. Usually they're in bikinis.
Yep. The old classic match is over and the bell keeps ringing.
No, their famous stacked clothesline. This is brutal.
Oh, please.
Man, oh man.
Somebody get that chair out of the ring.
Completely out of control. Someone's going to get killed there in a minute.
Keep bringing it. Keep bringing it. Ring that bell.
The bell's been rung for the 8th time now.
Yeah, having a chair laying in the ring, and you don't want to land on that.
Ready to get the official ruling from the referee. Think that's a disqualification, Ken?
I'd say they both got counted.
Yeah, if you're looking at Tommy, man, he looks like both of them look like they just went through a. I remember Tommy telling me how sore he was the next day. So sore from this match.
Get out of here, Bulldog.
Well, he was in there for the majority of the match.
Yeah.
Wrestling fans, welcome back to NWF Wrestling.
Now who's coming
I'm
in?
Jeff Dinsmore, and I'll tell you, Jason, I don't know where Jason went. He left me standing here with a microphone. Dr. Dredd coming back in the corner of Crossen. I don't believe it. I have seen the feuds that these 2 men have had in the past, and I'm going to...
Yeah, we're pulling a Vern Gagne, picks Mad Dog Vachon to be his partner.
Yeah.
Pretty Boy Taylor.
Former enemies.
You have been warned by none other than the Mad Doctor himself. And Pretty Boy Taylor, you have had a feud or 2 in the past from this gentleman.
Well, he is as much as a ladies' man as my little dachshund dog. I mean, I can go get a pit bull that can take care of this little mass weasel. But we're not talking about the doctor. The doctor, he's devastating. He's mean. He's putting people out of professional wrestling. He's cut me open several times. The guy is no man to be messing around with. There's no way that this man right here is signed any type of a contract to get into the ring with this maniac.
You are signed against the doctor.
I haven't signed my name on the line.
2 weeks from tonight, you are signed on that card. You signed an open contract, am I correct? You did sign an open contract. Bring that over here.
Oh, he's pleading the fifth
I want
there.
to show you gentlemen something. Bring that over here. Thank you. What does this say right here? Is that or is that not an open contract? There is your name, the Ice Dragon.
Somebody must have forged.
No, nobody forged that. What's
Forgery.
What's below that name?
You know there's a law against forgery?
Right below that name it says Dr. Dread.
Where?
Tear it up.
That
Yes.
doesn't do any good, pal. That match is signed. I think, as from the gathering in the past, Dr. Dread claims that this belt is lawfully his.
No, it's not. This belt has been mine. I honor it. I cherish it. I sleep with it. I drive with it.
I'm sure he did too.
What is that, the national belt?
Yeah, it's the national title.
Happened by the hands of Dr. Dread. I think, pal, you better watch your step. Jason?
By the way, for this open contract coming up, I do have a handwriting expert from the University of Minnesota who can be on hand to make sure whether or not that is your signature on an open contract.
Jason,
we can arrange that.
I was there when he signed that open contract.
This is our time.
Let's roll this tape back just about maybe 5 minutes ago where you claimed that you were willing to wrestle anybody at any time. Let's roll that tape.
Well, you know perfectly well why I'm unsigned, because there are no challengers. You know, when you got a belt like myself.
What was that? The Indiana State Championship? What did he say it was?
Say that there must be
the CWF Championship.
CWF.
No, there must be a dozen wrestlers out there who could. Ladies and gentlemen, coming in. Wait a minute. Jeff Dinsmore coming in for announcement. I think we should let him speak.
Jason, as you've heard, the Ice Dragon does not have an opponent as of this point. He does now. I have signed you an opponent.
And I miss interview segments like this. Wrestling when it was like this.
Who is this, man?
This man has been barred throughout a number of arenas. He has been barred from the NWF. He's back. Your opponent on the 27th is none other than Dr. Dread.
It's all done in the ring.
Yeah.
Like all the interviews, and it's not the same.
No, they still have some backstage.
A little bit.
They do a lot with that with Danhausen now backstage.
But I mean formal with the curtain. You know,
sure.
Well,
Oh yeah.
Champ,
Excuse me. I was watching an old WWF. I think it was a tournament. And they had Lord Alfred Hayes backstage with a woman who was showing the brackets. Just some random woman that was like talking about who's coming up on the brackets. And Alfred Hayes was being really creepy to the woman. It was just really strange. But that was back in like 84,
right?
83 with the WWF. Just weird.
Yeah.
But that was like a backstage interview segment where they're talking about the tournament. I think it was called The Big Event.
So that's the trouble. That's the trouble with Jeff Dinsmore there, by the way. He started laughing. He'd always start laughing in these segments.
Gotta wait till it's cut.
Yeah.
So Wayne, speaking of Danhausen, are you going to look for the Danhausen truck?
I saw the video of it from today, and he met the mayor of Minneapolis.
I saw that video also.
Yeah, handing out. That's pretty crazy that a character like Danhausen is getting a big ice cream truck to promote SummerSlam.
Yeah.
A guy who people probably would have never thought would have been in WWE, let alone be this big of impact.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to be laughing when we left.
See, now he's apologizing for it.
Kelsey, Ice Dragon, you gentlemen are in trouble. You can push me around, but you're not going to get away with the likes of Grizzly Stevens, Crusher, Crossen, or Dr. Dread. So, you know, push me around all you want, but it ain't going to work. October 27th.
What do we got coming in here? Probably Dion?
At 7 o'clock. Not one, not two, but three. Major.
He's like the only one I don't think has been interviewed yet.
Dry Dock at 7 o'clock. Bring the kids, bring the family, mom and dad, grandma and grandpa, bring them down. It is a nice atmosphere at the Dry Dock. No alcohol. That's why it's called the dry dock. All right. All the proceeds that are made on ticket sales in the NWF go to nonprofit organization charitable events throughout the Twin City metro area.
Really?
And also to the
Was that true?
Well, it was supposed to be. You're supposed to be nonprofit.
Yeah.
Right now,
Yeah. I don't know what they were doing with the money, to be honest with you. Oh, it is Dion.
You have got.
Shut up! When I'm talking, you do the listening.
You want an interview?
Yeah, I want an interview. You just get out of here, boy. You ain't worth your pay.
Well, it's not an interview.
Listen, Grizzly Adams, or whatever your name
Anyhow.
is. You just listen good. You might think that a Northern Whipping match is something special. Well, no big deal. Texans, that's what it is. It's all about Texas rules. We can bring 2x4s, we can bring Mack trucks. No big deal. Who cares? You want a wimp like this? This is kind of a match you should have. It's kind of wimp like that.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
Let me ask you. You touch me, pal, and I'll see you never wrestle again. You can be guaranteed of it.
Get your hands
Let me
off.
ask you one thing. Have you ever wrestled a man as big as Grizzly Stevens?
Heck, my mom's bigger than he is. What are you talking about?
Wichita, Kansas.
So he's
Wichita,
saying he
Kansas.
wrestled his mom?
Yeah. You know where that is, don't you?
I know where that is, very likely. I spent 3 years one day there.
Oh, big deal. Oh,
3 years one day.
One day.
Yeah, 3 years one day.
Grizzly Stevens has got something in store for you, and I've got something in store for you might be interested in hearing.
Oh, what's that? You got some more good
This match will be a no time limit, no disqualification match.
Good. That's just
Bring your knives, bring your forks.
That's just what I want. Come on, bring your forks, bring your bats. I don't care.
You touch me that. Ladies and gentlemen.
Wait a minute, just wait a minute. Okay, you can.
Oh,
chop
Dirty
silver
Ernie.
with that thing.
Yeah.
We got
Love
Dirty
seeing
Ernie.
him without gray hair.
No, I only got one.
Because I've only known him with gray hair.
Only one
Yeah.
person around. My so-called ex-partner, the one that nailed me and caused us to lose the title. I want Pretty Boy Taylor.
Okay, some very brief words from
Kept
Dirty.
I wish
short
he
and
would have
sweet.
kept doing the Dirty Ernie gimmick and not
Look
do
at
that
the
Russian
size
gimmick,
of
though.
this man. Very
Yeah.
impressive.
Russian gimmick was not entertaining at all.
Do you have any plans for the October 27th card coming up besides Pretty Boy Taylor?
I don't know. We haven't got it. I got an open contract. I want it. I like to get that promoter in here. I like to have him get in here and get this, get that Pretty Boy Taylor signed on the contract. I want him.
This is Jason M. Crossen with Jeff Dinsmore, National
Table Talk.
Wrestling Federation Table Talk. In my hand, right here, I have a contract.
An open contract.
An open contract, as a matter of fact, to be signed by Pretty Boy Taylor. That is, if he has the bravery to sign an open contract. Would you sign this, Mr.
I don't think he's
Taylor,
going to sign it.
with your reputation at stake?
My reputation is known all over the United States, Canada, and Germany.
Which is most apparent.
Yeah, reputation as a sleazy cheater. Taking money from kids, don't give them the product that you promised them.
Stealing rings.
Stealing boots.
Yeah.
Stealing money.
Videotapes.
Yep.
And if you could also sign these two forms in triplicate. Triplicate.
Your table talk was last week.
Yeah, just in case he rips up one of them.
Yeah.
We're blessed.
And right here, and that will
Boy
be all.
Taylor. Okay, as you're signing, let me read this contract for those of you out there. I hereby understand
He's got a long name.
that in
Yep.
said case, October the 27th, appearing at the dry dock, I have conducted myself to sign this contract.
You bet.
I, Pretty Boy Taylor, agreed to wrestle Dirty Ernie. Sign it! What?
He did not read the contract.
Nope, he didn't read the contract.
We'll wrestle Dirty Ernie in a one fall. You should have read it.
Pretty Boy Taylor, all I
We'll be right back with more table talk. Don't go away.
You refuse to read the contract.
Look at Jeff. He
Therefore,
can't keep a
are the
straight
one out of
face.
line. Ladies and gentlemen, that's NWF Table
I
Talk.
wonder if he's still got that sweet jacket.
We'll be back next week, ladies
What's
and
that,
gentlemen.
Steve?
NWF Pro Wrestling, yeah.
MWA. Do you know
Oh,
familiar with
NWA?
that? MWA.
M. Okay.
Yeah, you familiar with that, Wayne? I'm trying to
No.
think.
MWA.
Midwest Wrestling Association, maybe?
Could be.
Yeah, I'm not
Not
sure.
one that I've heard of.
Terry
Used to have,
Crossen.
the WWA, which was a promotion run by Bill Wasserman. That was in the northern suburbs.
Yeah,
they did a public
NWA.
access show. Remember seeing him at the Anoka County Fairgrounds one time with the booth.
I always wanted to do matches at the fair.
Yeah?
Yeah, I always did the boxing. Remember they had the little boxing ring there?
Yep.
And I thought, God, if we could just get in with them guys, use the ring when they're not using it, we could put on our own NWF exhibition. I probably could have made that work because I was in pretty good. I had a good relationship with Golden Gloves Boxing because we used the ring and Fred Moore.
Sure.
I probably could have made that happen too if I would have worked it.
But obviously you didn't, so.
That would have been cool though. We have a little tent and you could have done matches live at the fair. And
Yeah, you show up at the fair with the guys and camera crew show up and you had to separate.
I always heard that the Anoka County Fair was the biggest county fair in the state.
Yeah,
I've been to some other county fairs that are bigger. I mean, this has been many years since then. So,
well, I think back in the day, it might have been. Yeah.
Back in the 70s, 80s, it might have been the biggest county fair.
I'll know a funny thing though, like back when the cable company started doing live reporting on the strip, you know, they just talk to anybody. It was me and Campa. And who was it? Me, Campa, Merciless Mike, and Rob Jackknife Jacob all together at the fair having fun. And they noticed us. It was it was Dave Nyberg. And he knew us. He's like, yeah, we got the Quad Cities wrestlers here. You know, and I'm like, oh no, this is like heels and baby faces together.
Together, you're breaking kayfabe.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know what these guys are doing here. We just happened to run into them. I was trying to sell it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is like I just totally thought, this isn't a good look.
Yep. You could have started cutting promos on each other.
Yeah. That was kind of fun though. That was also where I got my picture on Wrestling World. They had those things where you could get your picture in any magazine at the fair. County fair. And I was all dressed up at a tie and everything. Like, I want to get my picture on the cover of Wrestling World. So I paid the money and got my picture on Wrestling World. That was always kind of neat.
That's one thing I miss nowadays is all the magazines.
Yeah.
PWI is still out there, and they got, if you look at a newsstand, you'll see maybe 2 from England. I think it's Top or something Over the Ropes or something like that.
What about the wrestling, Inside Wrestling?
But those went away, I think, in like 2016.
Okay.
For a while, they combined them as one magazine, so it's like you flip them over, and the cover on one is on one side. You flip it over, the other covers on the other side, and they meet in the middle. And so they dropped those. But Pro Wrestling Illustrated still going.
Yeah.
I think they're published 9 times a year.
No, Bill Apter's he's not like the guy who runs it, does he?
No. He broke away in 2000 and went to a magazine called Wow, World of Wrestling. They lured him away with more money, so he went there. And Stu Sachs was the man who was in charge of it for a while, and he retired in 2020.
Yeah.
And then now it's run by a man named Kevin McElvaney. I believe I said that right. And it's still going.
Yeah, I can.
They still do the PWI 500. They now do a women's, I think it's 250. It started off as just women's 50, and now every year they do a women's 250, and they also do a tag team ranking every year.
Well, you know, I advertise with them quite a bit, and I could never get them though. I'd always ask them, hey, can you guys do some kind of a review or something on our book or documentary or anything? I could never get them to do anything. And so after
they
a while,
take your money for the advertising.
Yeah, they take my money for the advertising. So and then after a while, I'm like, you know what? Then I'm done advertising with you guys. You ain't gonna ever do anything else to promote us. I'm done. So that's how I stopped advertising with them. But because they wouldn't, you know, usually when you have a relationship with the magazine like that, they would help you out. They'd do something, they'd review it or whatever. But yeah, they wouldn't do anything with that. So kind of that was that Stu Sachs guy.
Okay. Yeah.
He was the one that was running it, I remember.
Yeah. And he was my contact there after my first contact left.
Yeah. And of course the other guy that wouldn't do much. Well, he did review us though. He did mention us was Wade Keller. You know, he mentioned this, but that's all he did was just mention this. He didn't want to do anything else. And it's funny.
He's our age.
Yeah, he was our age, but it was so funny
Yeah.
because he was so into what we were doing back in the day. I remember him being such a fan
Mm-hmm.
when I met him at the dry dock when he first started. And he first started Pro Wrestling Torch. He's like on episode 1 or 2, issue 1 or 2. He's like the very beginning of it. So, and then
back then he wanted something to do with us. Now he's like the voice of Minnesota Pro Wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah, the voice of Minnesota Pro Wrestling. Yep. Yeah. And I was gonna say, Dwayne, do you remember when the name that shall not be mentioned, Buck Zumhoff, when he showed up at one of those things with Mick Karsh and I think the other guy that Mick promoted with for a while there? I forget his name.
Are you referring to it was a Kenny Sodbuster J benefit? Yeah.
And it went sideways.
Yeah, because they were talking about a fundraiser that their promotion was doing to raise money. And then Boombox guy got on the mic and is ripping on him, saying they're not fundraisers, and just going off on him. He wanted to promote his show.
He's saying all you do is, you're supposed to be the voice of all wrestling.
Yeah.
And he's like, we got their promotion.
Yeah, he's got all of his rock and wrestling promotion going at some tiny
like
bar
he wasn't
somewhere.
Getting any attention, and then he started getting in the face of these guys. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah. I was not there, but I did see video of it afterwards.
I'm pretty sure they weren't too happy with them.
Well, that's the thing. Whoever paid Mick the most money, that's where he'd promote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he does. So, yep. A couple of shows ago, you guys at the end of the show were talking about some matches that took place here in the cities that had Road Warrior Animal at it.
Right.
And you're wondering if
big one that Eddie did at Armory. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's a Ropers and Fridley. You mentioned the one where Road Warrior, it was Hawk. Was wrestling with his new partner. And that was their first match here. I forget his partner's name, Sake, something like that.
Kinsuse Sasaki.
Yeah. Yep. And so they were the Hellraisers.
Yep.
So that was their first match together. Was there at Ropers and Fridley. And Mr. Saito was there. You guys read the review of it. I was there, and that was actually the first time that I met the guy, the photographer that actually got me into shooting photos. Because I brought a camera there. And I was there with my manager from Schindler's, and he would talk to everybody. He's talking to Mark Peterson, the photographer that was there at ringside, and he said I had a camera, and asked if I'd like to also do ringside photography. So I was at that show there with the Hellraisers and Mr. Saito and Brad Rangens as well. Lightning Kid was there. That I got to say that I would want to take photos of ringside. And I think it was the next Ropers event where I had my camera and started taking photos.
But they also did a big show at the Armory. I think it was the St. Paul Armory or the Minneapolis.
I think that one you're referring to was the Northeast Armory.
Yeah, the Northeast.
Yeah, and that one I was at taking photos.
And that would have been
Hawk versus
that would have been like Hawk's neighborhood, like even.
Yeah, so that was the Northeast Armory. Yep.
And I imagine Hawk probably hooked up with this guy when he was in Japan. Brought him over from there. Had to, because he was in Japan at that time, I think.
Yeah, but then
that's where the Hellraisers originally hooked up.
Was in Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because after Animal got injured and couldn't wrestle, Hawk went overseas.
Well, I think there was something too with. I remember
they had their first match here, the Hellraisers. That was the first time they teamed, and then they went back over to Japan.
But I remember though that Hawk was going through some drug problems too around this time, and Animal didn't want to. He didn't want to do anything with him until he got cleaned up on that stuff.
Yeah.
So that was also that going on too. I think that's how they lost out on the WWF at the time too, because of the Hawk's wild.
But then they went back, and then they used his drug problems as part of the storyline, where he climbed up on the scaffolding of the entrance, and then fell off.
Yeah,
he was drunk or on drugs.
Yeah.
So they convinced him to use the drug problem as an angle.
Didn't they do the same thing with Scott Hall too in the WCW? Kind of like he's drunk or whatever, and
I think they did. Yeah,
I remember something like that. But yeah, what Well, I want to talk a little bit before we wrap it up anyway on what's coming up. So what we got coming up here is our next show that we're going to be on, Dave, is this one right here, Studio Taping 34. We're going back to Group W cable.
Oh, he's breaking your back.
Yeah, the camel clutch. And Group W cable stuff, which I'm not always the biggest fan of, but I know the viewers like watching this stuff.
Hey, you got to get a new photo of Dixie Dave here for this promo.
Yeah.
You don't like that one?
Well, he's got the short hair.
That's true. Yeah, that's been a while since
his
Dave.
hair's it's got to be like 4 years old.
Well, Dave's got to send a picture, you know.
I don't think he's gotten a haircut since then.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Well, I do have good reason why I'm growing my hair out. I mean,
and I was in the prime of my life there, shape-wise. That was when I was training.
That's when you're getting back in shape for your match.
Yeah.
But Dixie Dave needs to update his photo.
Yeah. Well, I've talked to Crusher about that, so.
So when is that? Oh, I
just take a screen capture of that shot right there.
Oh, so August 13th.
Use that.
So yeah, we're 2 weeks from today. We'll be back.
Yep.
And then we just got it inked down the other day, ladies and gentlemen. I finally confirmed it with the very busy Ricky Henry. We're going to be with Gator McGraw, Mike Kinney, featuring Crusher and Gator's retirement match watch-alongs. And
hey, I took those photos of Gator.
Yeah, that's provided courtesy of Wayne, that photo there, everybody. And
both photos, actually. The pose one as well.
Oh, and the pose as well, yeah. Yep. But anyways, Gator's going to come on with us, and it'll be a chance for him to talk with Ricky, which would be a great conversation. That'll be August 23rd, and we're going to watch Gator's retirement match as well as my retirement match for the very special 4K presentation of mine. I've put it in 4K. So it's really cool to see it in 4K. You know what's cool about 4K is the expressions, the facial expressions, they just pop out now. And Ricky is he's the king of his expressions in a match, man. He sells with his facial expressions. So
right.
That'll be good. And this will be fun. I know Gator's really looking forward to this, to be able to do, he can't wait for this one. So this is going to be
a Sunday, right?
Yeah, it's a Sunday.
I will not be able to watch it live, but I'll be able to watch it afterwards.
Yeah, it's at 1 o'clock your time, 1 p.m. in the afternoon.
Yeah, I'll be at work on that Sunday.
Oh, you work? Yeah.
So, yeah,
and I'll either be at work or sleeping at that point.
But I will be looking forward to watching that on the replay.
Yeah, it should be a great show, and I'm looking forward to it. And just to be able to talk about our retirements, matches. His style, Gator's style, totally different than mine. So it's Gator's more of a hardcore guy.
Yeah.
And I know this because I'm restoring footage for him, putting some of his old matches in 4K, and just to show him what can be done. And he's very happy with what he's got so far.
But look for me at ringside.
Yeah, you'll be at ringside on that one.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was my coming out of retirement match.
Well, see, the thing is, with Gator McGraw and Crusher Crossen, two Minnesota guys, started Minnesota promotions, and
while in school.
While in school and everything.
You in junior high, and he started, I believe, in high school, but still.
Yep, and he was a decade later, but it's like, Gator and I look at it like, that's a big part of Minnesota history as far as we're concerned.
Sure.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah. So.
I mean, the only promotions that were bigger at the time was the AWA.
And Eddie Sharkey, his operation.
Yeah.
Jim Mitchell, as well, but Jim Mitchell just didn't do much other than the Northeast area and the Fridley there, where, Eddie went up to Canada. He did mainly.
Well, especially after he got Charlie in there.
He went up to the Red Lake area. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Charlie was, I believe, from.
And he went up to
Charlie
Winnipeg
Norris.
a couple times, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And, so, but honestly, though, I think in the beginning, in the middle of the 80s when we were doing NWF, Eddie was the only other one. There's only one other indie fed I knew of when we were operating NWF besides Eddie Sharkey, and that was Windy City in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know anybody there. I just knew that they were doing things down there.
Yep.
And I don't know when exactly they started, But that was really it. You know, I'm thinking for indie promotions, and then Jim Mitchell, you know, desperately wanted to start something up after he got booted out of the AWA. So he leached on to the NWF to get their ring and everything from Steve and Larry, and then try to, you know, he had his own guys. He wanted to be a part of it and converted all the NWF guys at the time, Dirty and all the guys, into jobbers for his guys.
Oh.
Didn't go over too well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Jim Mitchell, I mean, Mick Karsh worked for him for a while, announced for him.
Yeah.
You know, the voice of Minnesota wrestling. But yeah, and not too many people talk too fondly of Jim Mitchell. Not a lot of people have much to say for him.
I never had any dealings with him, so because I don't think he'd been promoting for a while.
I think Scott Jameson said it best. He goes, you know, Scott had worked with both him and Eddie Sharkey on things.
Mm-hmm.
He said Eddie was a promoter, Mitchell was a carny.
Yeah,
it's the way he looked at it. You know, and take it for what it's worth. You know, I never dealt with him. I shook his hand. Jim Mitchell showed up at our very first Armory card.
Mm-hmm.
And I shook his hand at the end of the night because he introduced himself, said good show and everything. And that was all my dealings with him. And I remember telling Eddie Sharkey that, you know, this guy, you know, Iron Duke, Jim Mitchell showed up at our Armory show. And Eddie looked at me and he goes, kid, stay away from him. He's bad news. And that's just because Eddie and him had a beef.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he just told me to stay away from him. And I did.
And, you know, us being kids and knowing the reputation of Ed Sharkey, you know, Ed Sharkey's word was law.
I had a lot of respect for Eddie Sharkey. Eddie gave us a chance.
Yep.
Vern didn't, you know. Like, I wanted to get on an interview segment with Vern so bad.
If you would have been a high school wrestler, you might have had a chance.
Yep, but he wouldn't put us on and do anything with us. And Eddie did. Eddie worked with us. And so I had, you know, total respect for Eddie Sharkey. I had nothing to do with, you know, Jim. If Eddie said stay away from Jim Mitchell, I listened to what he said.
So,
but anyways,
but you know, we could go on all night with all three of us, but we should probably wrap up the show.
Yep.
I mean,
we talked about what's coming up, so yep.
You know, all the wrestling stuff kicks off tomorrow in Minneapolis.
Actually, it already kicked off tonight. There's a promotion that ran a show at the Uptown VFW.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
They have another tomorrow night. They're at the Mall of America.
Oh,
this is First Wrestling. First Wrestling, yep. They'll be at the Mall of America in the Rotunda, the same place WCW had their first Nitro.
That's cool.
And, you know, Tony DiNucci's running a show down that way. And, you know,
there's another one that I've seen promoted in St. Louis Park. It's Warriors Wrestling. I haven't never heard of it before.
I just saw something.
But they got Brian Cage. Yeah, they got Brian Cage there.
Yeah.
I don't see any other wrestlers but mentioned for that, but he's the only one. But WrestleCon and WWE TakeOver at the Convention Center.
You know,
plus wrestling at First Avenue.
You know, maybe we'll run into each other down there.
Possibly, yeah.
You know,
I may go to SummerSlam on Saturday. I'm not sure yet.
I'm kind of in the same boat.
I heard they've really come down with the ticket prices because they're not selling.
They have a promo code. They were selling tickets as low as $25.
Actually,
I've
actually looked into that. Tickets are not $25.
They were. There were some they sold out though, but they did have some as low as 25. A friend was looking them up the other day and said there were some that were 45.
Yeah.
In the upper level, front row.
Yeah, we may be looking into that ourselves. So
because they can't sell the tickets for these prices they want to.
Exactly. They finally listened to CM Punk. Yeah. He was doing a promo at ringside, said, "Hey, TKO, lower your ticket prices."
Yeah.
Now they're finding that people just can't pay those high prices.
They're not going to pay that. It's not. Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing if they're doing that show in like Target Center, where if you're in the upper deck, you're not that far away. But being the way upper deck at US Bank Stadium, you're a ways away from that ring.
Yep.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, we'll wrap the show up then, and you guys have fun at the convention, and I can't wait to hear all about it. So,
all right.
Thanks.
So, everybody, I'll see you in 2 weeks. we'll probably see Wayne in the comments.
Yeah.
And Crusher, I'll let you know how things go this week.
And Wayne, thanks for coming on with us.
Yeah,
It's
thanks for
always
having
fun
me
to have
again.
It's always fun to have a third perspective. So even though you don't have
Always
the
fun.
right, you don't have the right view on backyard wrestling, at the NWF, but we'll leave that. We'll leave that for another date. All right, guys.
Yep.
Thanks for joining us.
All right. Take care.
See you.